Hey, T Suppers. How we gonna do this? Oh, no, we can't do that. What it do? What it do? Oh, Donnie boy. He mad. Why he mad? Why they tripping? Why they panicking? What is going on? Ooh, he done lost his voice, and he said he been hollering and screaming at folk, and what's really going on, Donnie boy? You go from one extreme to another. Yeah, I want to check this out. I want to look at that animated. Well, I don't know if it's animated. I don't know what it's called. About Epstein jail cell. I want to check this out. I want to get an update on it before we dive deep up in there, baby, because I don't know. It's just be a lot going on and a lot coming out. I think he know some more tea about to be dropped. You know what I mean? I think him know more tea is about to drop. Yes, indeed. Oh, yeah, I wanted to. You know, it's something really going on, cause you know who talking about it. Not, I mean, cause you know he was all up in Donnie Boy, Pamper, Harvey living, and even Harvey saying, "I think it's time to let it go." Look like another TKO. Yeah. Even Harvey 11. We ain't heard too much about Diddy asking for no pardon or none of that either, have we? Shit. Even Diddy know right now ain't the time. Huh? A lot is going on. And he steady talking about he'll sign it. Yeah, you said that coming in. There's a whole, what, a year ago? One of them interviews, they asked you about it, and you was like, yeah, I would, yeah. You know, so to hear you say that you would sign it, man, as much as you lie, sign it now. You don't have to wait the process. You always talking about what you can do and what you can't do. I mean, you know, I can pardon if I want. I mean, I can. You know, can't nobody stop me. Well, I mean, take on that same regard and go ahead and sign it. Don't wait for it to go through the process. That's the thing about it to me. That's how I know you still lying. You won't put up a shut up. You want to drag it on. I mean, you know, and let's listen to Harvey because he trying to tell you that your tactic ain't working no more. It just ain't working. But let's listen to Harvey. Let's go.
Over Epstein. The public wants this file released. Why isn't he opening his eyes? How is he becoming disconnected? And what's the psychology?
He been disconnected.
I have a theory, but I am not a trained psychologist or psychiatrist. But luckily we have one.
You can't just ride the power and influence indefinitely by itself.
Oh yeah, he think he can. So yeah, I mean, yeah.
Every charming little
Let's listen to the therapist. But it's funny to me that Harvey done jumped up off that ass. I guess hell once he found out that
over Epstein, and I gotta say,
Bubba done had it. He don't want it no more.
It's stunning to me that he is making the mistake that Joe Biden made that allowed Donald Trump to become president again.
How so?
Donald Trump.
We should say that, obviously the House has said there's going to be a vote next week. Everyone expects the House
Which
gonna
is supposed
pass
to
it.
be
And even
tomorrow.
if the Senate passes it, Donald Trump
goes to
will
Trump's.
almost surely veto it. Here's the thing. Donald Trump needs to read the room that the public wants this file released. And it is increasingly clear Donald Trump is
going
scared to
nowhere.
death over something
Scared
in that file.
to
There's just
death.
no question about it.
Him is scared to death. It's almost like he know it's report card season and he been clowning his ass off for the whole semester. And that report card is on its way to the house. And ain't shit he can do to stop it. You understand? And he's scared to death that his mama gonna say, honey, you handle him. He don't listen to me. You need to talk to your son. And he know his ignorant ass daddy gonna beat the brakes off of him for bringing home F's because you done flunked every one of your classes. And your daddy gonna beat the brakes off you. He gonna say, drop your pants. Don't give me no hard time, son. Cause I done told you before. You don't listen. So don't give me no hard time. I don't want to hear not one excuse for your failure. Drop your pants. And if you make me have to run, if you make that belt hit me, I'ma start all over. And we gonna be up all night whooping your ass. Cause you know we done had this talk. And you insist on doing what you want to do. That's how he acting. He acting like daddy gonna beat his ass. And when he finish, he gonna call Pawpaw. And Pawpaw gonna come over in the weekend, late in the midnight, and wake your ass up with a belt. That's how he acting. He's scared as hell. Let's go.
Increasingly clear, Donald Trump is scared to death over something in that file. There's
Pawpaw
just
coming.
no question about it. We know that. We see it. He's trying to deflect, and he can't do it. And the more he does, the more he digs a hole. And this guy has been so successful at, creating whatever version of the truth he has, and he can sell it. He has done that, and he's bullied law firms, he's bullied
He ain't gonna release that tape. They're gonna have to force it out of him. Cause again, the tapes, he gonna release. He gonna release. No, if he wanted to release anything, Mark, he could have already done that. He don't need the House. He don't need the Senate. He don't need nobody to do nothing. Remember, he can do what he wants to. He big boss. That's what he said. He said he has the power. So what he waiting on? What he waiting on? Put up or shut up. He can't put up or shut up. Cause he's scared. He's scared as hell. He scared. Him scared. Cause folk now know he a headhunter. How he be sucking all on Bill Clinton's, pickle. Ain't no telling who else in them Epstein files. Ain't no telling who else got pictures of him. One thing is for sure, he know Putin got pictures. Yeah, not one, plural. Okay, you could say he's scared. You could still believe in your cult leader if you want to. I don't know what he is to you, but him scared. Him scared to death. Yeah, that's why he ain't got no voice. He hollering at them folks saying, y'all supposed to know what to do. Y'all know good and damn well I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Y'all are supposed to be here to direct me. And they said, well, we was trying before it got out of hand and you wouldn't listen. You wanted to do everything your way like you knew what the hell you was doing. Yeah. And now he gonna say, now you know I'm sick in the head. You know them worms and shit is eating my brain up. I don't know what the hell I'm doing. Hell, I don't even. What's my name? Now he gonna play real. Like, what's my name? Who am I? What? Yeah, that's what he gonna do. He finna play dumb. He finna play dumber. He gonna be dumb and dumber. He gonna play both roles, dumb and dumber. Trump. That's it right there. No. He can do it tonight if he wanted to release it.
But one of the campaign promises he made is, I'm going.
And he talking about he ain't got nothing to hide. Okay, so stop talking mean to people. Stop talking ugly. Why you calling people traitors? Why have you not once said, I think it's best for the victims to start to heal? He ain't never said shit about the victims. Cause he don't care. And if he wasn't feeling no pressure from U.S. soil and foreign soil, he would still be bouncing around like he big Trump. Now we know his name is Donica, and he was in competition with Monica Lewinsky sucking on Bill's pickle. He little, he ain't shit. He's scared about what's from the car, and I know good and damn well Melania been wanting a reason to get out the bed with his ass. Woo! Yeah, shit. You over there eating ass and shit. Man, you better go on. Get your ass up out of here. You smell like shit too. You sorry. You trifling. You know, you piece of shit. You was fooling with me. You was fooling with them girls. You know, felt all on your daughter and shit. Man, get your ass up out of here. I divorced his ass in the White House. And wouldn't go nowhere. Just like he don't want to go nowhere.
Going to release the files. And from day one, since he was inaugurated,
Hi, Dave.
It has been delay.
Deny.
And throw out anything you can other than Epstein files. And it just keeps coming back.
So they're
hey, Sam.
You know, being an old guy now, I can go back because I remember it. You know, Richard Nixon did some really important things. He opened up China. He helped end the Vietnam War. All people remember him for his Watergate. And
That's
Watergate
it.
is his legacy.
And
with
now
Donald
it's going to be Picklegate.
This is becoming so big, and he just
for
thinks
Trump.
He can wish it away. He's not going to be able to. And the more he waits, the more people will never be satisfied because they'll assume.
He needs to understand that he is not bigger than the Epstein files. You are not bigger than the Epstein file. Picklegate. Picklegate. I want to know why he didn't use none of that protein on his skin. He could have put it on his scalp and shit. They talking about he done had a hair plant that went bad. He jumped on his first wife because she talked him into doing some hair plant and shit. I'm like, this manic depressive. What's wrong with him? Yeah, it wasn't her fault all your hair started falling out. That's part of the curse of you playing with minors, girls and boys. Yeah, that's part of the curse. But why you didn't use none of Billy Boy, Bubba's protein that he was skeeting all over your face and you licking it off his, putting it in your mouth, swallowing it and shit with your freaking nasty ass. Why you didn't rub some on your skin? Or why you didn't save it like Diddy be doing? Running and putting it in the jar. Yeah, and putting it all on your face at night. Y'all be in there drinking blood and shit. Why you didn't save old Bubba Boy's icing? You know? Huh? Oh, you wanted it to yourself. It was good to you. Oh, you like that protein. It helped your immune system. It made you feel strong and connected. Okay, I was just wondering because, baby, your skin look horrible. But let's go. Let's go.
Whatever is released ultimately is going to be doctored or removed.
Yeah, it's going to be doctored and removed.
I can go back.
But what got into you? Because you didn't want to tell the truth at first.
He opened up China. He helped end the Vietnam War. All people remember him for is Watergate. And Watergate is his legacy. And with Donald Trump, this thing is becoming so big, and he just thinks he can wish it away. He's not going to be able to.
Like he turned into a real little smurf.
The more people will never be satisfied because they'll assume whatever is released ultimately is going to be doctored or removed. And this is going to be his legacy if he doesn't open his eyes. And the question, why isn't he opening his eyes? How is he becoming disconnected where he's telling people...
When was he ever connected, Harvey? You know, you look like you letting his situation drain you. Are you in them files? I mean, I just can't believe you're going against your old buddy. And you ain't, yeah, I mean, baby, y'all was so confident in Trump and his ability. You and your little other Gargan, what's his name? Gargos. Yeah, him. You know, I mean, if it wasn't Trump, it was Diddy, because I'm sure he's a part of, I ain't gonna say skulls and mulls, but is he a Freemason too? I mean, are y'all Freemasons? Are y'all blood drinkers? You need to put a little whatever up under your eyes. You look drained, just like Trump. Y'all haven't had a pickle fight, have you? What is it called? Pickleball? What? I know it's a whole bunch of y'all worried as hell. They said Trump's name has appeared. The number of times done jumped up to over 400 more than they had said last week. It was over 600 times. Now it's over a grand. I mean, God dang. I mean, woo-wee. Y'all was hanging out tight. I mean, I would hate for somebody to know my truth that much. All my dirt. I mean, a good 10, 15 years of my dirt. And you introduce him to some stuff. Oh my God. Oh my God. I was not implied you had done Photoshop. I was implying someone had, not you. Oh, Miss Tom, baby, what you on? You killing my buzz. What you on? What you on? Are you talking about another live that you bringing over here? What you on? What you on, Miss Tom? Oh, I'm looking at you. I'm looking at you on on another live. So you brought another live to this live. Trying to be smart at the map on the code. Is that what we doing? I mean, what we doing? What we on? No, I thought you was annoyed with... Oh my God, you done took my buzz. When I say buzz, I'm talking about my laughing at Trump pickleball buzz. You ain't give me a chance to... I don't know why you thought I ain't said hi. Oh, Lord, go ahead, come back in so you can say hey. And I can say, hey, Miss Tom, because you done took my pickleball high. Because I was on a roll. I was on pickleballs. I was asking, was Trump and Harvey Levin, do they play pickleball? Because why he look all stressed out? Huh? I mean, because normally you all up in his, you know. Hey, doggy dog. I'm like, wait, what? She done stole the little old flow. I was dribbling. Wasn't the doggy dog. Hey, Mrs. Tom. Hey, doggy dog. Oh, man, I was dribbling. I was finna go up for I was in the air. Oh, I had my 3-point shot up. I was off the ground. You understand? I was off the ground. Boy, there used to be a day I used to have a nice little oh, Lord, but you know you gotta get on. Lord. Thank you. Hello. Thank you. Hi, Marshmallow. Hi. Yeah, you know I don't hold none with y'all when we have our tips. Not my tea sippers. Okay, let's go on. Let's listen, cause you know Harvey was up in his butt and Diddy's. And hello, and he ain't said nothing about Diddy. Yeah, yeah. Now ain't the time. Yeah, cause I'm telling y'all better leave Trump alone. Cause you get too attached right now, I'm gonna assume that y'all are booty buddies. I'm gonna tell you that now. Let's go.
Waits. The more people will never be satisfied because they'll assume whatever is released ultimately is going to be doctored or removed. And this is going to be his legacy if he doesn't open his eyes. And the question, why isn't he opening his eyes? How is he becoming disconnected? Where he's telling people, who are you going to believe, me or your lying eyes about the fact that prices are low right now? Well, people aren't feeling that. He's making the mistake Biden made. And he's losing his mojo when it comes to this. So
that mojo gone.
Why is he suddenly detached? And what's the psychology behind that?
Okay, so Harvey, excuse me. Harvey, yeah, you. Yeah. He lost his mojo when he told you he was going to pardon Diddy 3-4 weeks ago. And the White House said, oh, no, he ain't. And you was like, oh, yeah, I'm in like Flynn and I know what I'm talking about. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So let that be the reason why you got from up under his ass, cause he made you look like a fool. You ain't looked the same since then. So you should have known then he was off his damn rockers and shit was about to come out. You know good and damn well. You was the one who said it wasn't nothing to it. It really ain't a list. Yeah, you was in like Flynn. Yeah, you sure y'all don't play pickleball together? Yeah. I'm trying. I caught you with your mouth open. Ooh, Lord, you open your mouth wider than his. Ooh, baby, y'all gotta watch away how y'all open y'all mouth, because I'm gonna be all, yep, something pretty big can go up in that one, can't it? I don't know how far back it could go, but it can sure get up in there since y'all freaky and kinky. Yep, let's go.
And he's losing his mojo when it comes to this.
He been done lost it.
Why is he suddenly detached? And what's the psychology behind that?
I have a theory, but I am
You
not
know what it is.
Trained psychologist or psychiatrist.
You know what it is. You know he was fucking with minors. So stop playing with us. You kind of did that crap with Diddy. Yeah, talking about he shouldn't have been charged and this, that, but he should have been charged in California. Well, what did he do in California? Huh? Stop acting like he innocent when you know he's a freak, a zoid. Yeah, what is that called? What do we see? What do we see with that Pam Bondi? A reptilia? Yeah. Oh yeah, her man. Oh, it show. Oh Lord, that was show a slip. Oh Lord, that was a slip. That was a slip. I finally saw one. I finally saw a reptilian. I think I thought that was. I thought that was a lie. Pam Bondi is one of them creatures. Baby, I seen it. I wonder when it took over her body. How long has it possessed her? Ooh, that was horrible. Ooh, let's go.
But luckily we have one. Joining us now to talk about what is going on in the president's brain, perhaps, is Dr. Mina Mirholm, a Columbia-trained psychiatrist.
That was horrible last night.
Dr. Mirholm, welcome back to TMZ Live.
Thank you so much. Great to be here.
This is a tough patient, I would say, for you to tackle. But as Harvey, we were just discussing, what's changed?
Harvey was mad when he was wrong.
Why does
he was mad?
This bullying to get his way.
He trotted through the twilight woods. His thick, russet tail, a mark of his prime, swung with a...
Isn't working anymore, but he seems to just keep sticking to it. Why?
Yeah, and I can tell you without necessarily diagnosing President Trump, what we see in behavioral patterns of leaders is one thing is you'll stick to a pattern that has worked for you in the past, which is part of what President Trump does is sort of this dominance framing of a conversation, of saying, I'm going to approach it with absolute confidence and dominance, and the more I can reinforce that same kind of message, the more likely.
Ladies and gentlemen, let me say this to you, and me too. Please, I can only speak to the fellas about this. Hear me when I say this. At some point, just like Trump, I'm not the doctor. I don't know what he's going to say. But let me say this to you. What has been working, it don't work on everybody. And at some point, we got to grow up. You understand? I know y'all are stuck with y'all tactics and y'all flow, and you don't have to put forth much effort. And you know, to me, the worst thing a man could do is think all women are the same. Your approach it has worked all this time. It's gonna continue to work. And wrong answer. Wrong answer. And at some point, them childish games need to stop. And we got to grow up, ladies and gentlemen. And that's what's going on with Trump. Because just because all this manhandling and tough talking and strong arming and intimidation and all that shit has worked before, it ain't working this time. And we ain't budging. We ain't budging. You done tried an awful lot in 10, 11 months. You got the new KKK. You know, you got the new and modern KKKs with this ICE shit, ruffling and trying to, mask up. Instead of white, they got on military pants and gear and all that type of shit. You done changed the color, changed the mask, same thing. You don't think we recognize that? You really don't think we recognize some of your racist little things that you trying to do? We ain't budging now. You taking food stamps, you taking this, that, and the other. We really ain't budging, and we ain't crying like you thought we was going to be crying. And it's kind of funny on the cool, but it's not funny because the ones who crying on the cool is not the ones who thought was going to be crying on the cool. Yeah, see, it's never a problem until it affects y'all. So for you to be moving the way you doing, your choices have affected more of y'all. Because one thing is for sure, we done been through enough and we know how to survive. Now that we know how to do. And I don't know if this time is because we can see your intention. I mean, before you disguise it a little differently. Yeah, so we peep all your for the most part, peeping your game, but it's affecting y'all more than you thought it would. And then you got issues with Israel. Yeah, because Bibi Netanyahu told you about the West Bank. You say he wasn't going in. You said Bibi knew better. You tried to punk Bibi Netanyahu. Oh, you ain't never lying, Miss Tom. We know how to do this. Yeah. Bibi Netanyahu. Yeah, because you done made a deal with Qatar and you done cashed that check or you done asked for some of that money back because you got to pay back the U.S. Yeah. Yeah. I'm going to tell you, I wouldn't be surprised if Bibi Netanyahu and Putin and, some of these foreign countries that you don't make these deals with ain't backdooring you like you backdoored Charlie. Cause I'm gonna tell you, I can't wait for you to piss somebody off with that one. You have too much going on at the same time. But you hard headed. You greedy like that. You greedy like that. Yeah, greed to catch you every time, and that don't have nothing to do with black, white, red, or blue. Greed gonna catch you every time. It's gonna catch you. It's gonna trip you up, and because you have been getting away with it, you just greedy, greedy, greedy. Gimme. You letting folk out of prison. You let a billionaire out. You let somebody else out. You done snuck somebody else out. Yeah. But let me let this doctor tell you what's wrong with you. But I'm gonna tell you now, all that shit that you've been doing it this way, it's this way, my way or the highway. Okay, shit. Okay, bye. It don't work all the time. Yeah, and just because it has worked all those other times, it's time to stop. And you didn't. There's plenty of red flags. But you looked over them.
I am to get the result that I want. Now, that may not always work, as we're seeing in some folks' message. The more likely I am to get the result that I want. Now, that may not always work, as we're seeing in some folks' message. The more likely I am
Why
to
are you
get the
not
result
going back
that
further?
I want. Now, that will stick to a pattern that has worked for you in the past, which is part of what President Trump does is sort of this dominant
Yeah, he
framing
close
of
to
a
the
conversation
edge.
of saying,
Ain't that a
I'm going to
song?
approach it with absolute confidence and dominance, and the more I can reinforce that same kind of message, the more likely I am to get the result that I want. Now, that may
It's
not
like a
always
jungle
work, as we're
sometimes.
seeing
You
in
make
some
me
folks
wonder
here,
how I
but
keep from
every
going
single one of
under.
us actually has a
Yeah.
President Trump-like figure as a boss or as a leader or maybe even a partner. And the more we can understand how we can work with this person, as opposed to saying, is this bad or good, the more likely we are to get, a conversation going rather than a conflict.
But is it kind of a common thing, like you said, it's worked for him for a long time to kind of wish the truth into existence, which
Dude,
he
he was
does,
horrible there.
or demand that his version is what people accept. When it
A
doesn't work,
version.
how do you get through to him? Because it feels to me like, whether people in the office are afraid to tell him or try to tell him, but he's just not receiving it. He's got some real problems with Epstein for sure, and with the whole issue of cost of living, where he's telling people, who are you going to believe, me or your lying eyes?
Harvey, I think that's the most important question that we can answer is how do you get through to someone who's just not being able to be on the same page as reality, right? One thing that we do wrong in these situations, and maybe
Living, where he's telling people, who are you going to believe, me or your lying eyes?
Harvey, I think that's the most important question that we can answer is how do you get through to someone who's just not being able to be on the same page as reality, right? One thing that we do wrong in these situations, and maybe partially caused the shutdown, is trying to sort of force our point of view and saying, you're wrong, this is bad, and sort of injuring the ego of the person but that actually doesn't make them come around to our point of view. And when they want to get to this impression management, which is what President Trump often will do, as an ego protection, right? I don't want to be in a place where I'm vulnerable or I made a mistake or did something wrong. So the way that we can come around and actually get him to see something different is to
okay, so why do somebody always got to come around to make him see something different when he's always wrong? So y'all answer to this clown is keep putting pacifiers or pickles and shit in his mouth. Only thing that he to shut his ass up is Bubba's pickle. Are you crazy? No. So he never learns. So he keeps getting away. So everybody, so try not to crush his ego. Yeah, man. Oh, I almost got ganked right then. Oh, yeah. Did y'all hear that, man? I almost got ganked with that. So everybody has to cater to his ego. What? I mean, so yeah, oh no. So that's why he don't think he ever makes mistakes. Y'all allow him to steal your ideas and claim them as yours. And when it don't go right, he'll say, well, I told them to release the files a long time ago. I heard him say that yesterday. I told them, oh my God, I could not with people. I wouldn't do it with him. And I can't do that in real life. What about my ego? I don't get a chance to for my ego not to be bruised. So I have to give up mine all the time to stroke someone else's ego. Because they don't like to be wrong. So where's the lesson at? Where's the lesson? And so what happens when you have kids that all you're doing is preaching out, I can never be wrong, but I want you to do this, and what I'm instructing you may be wrong, and if it go good, then I get the credit, and if it go bad, then I'm going to say, I don't know why you did that. And we are supposed to believe that that's the best course of action? Yeah, no. I ain't going. That's why he ain't never learned nothing. That's why he don't know shit. Nobody ever allowed him to bump his head and his ego to be bruised. And if you don't want your ego bruised, then you need to move different. I am sorry. Everybody, I don't care who you are, everybody has to have a come to Jesus moment. Everybody has to, every knee shall bow and every tongue shall confess. So before you get there, if you're sincere about it, then you're going to have to see yourself a wretch undone. You're going to have to see your faults. You're going to have to acknowledge your faults. You're going to have to want to do better. But there is no do better if you don't ever want my ego. What about my ego? I don't want to. I don't want to look. I don't want nobody to see me. I don't want to say I failed. I don't want to. That's a problem. So there's been no growth. None. You don't even want to see yourself for who you are. So to thy own self be true. Everybody, including you, me, Donald Trump, and everybody, need to have a come to Jesus moment. Ain't none of us perfect. So all of our egos at some point time in life is going to be bruised.
Come around to our point of view. And when they want to get to this
Me,
impression management,
go on. What makes you think
as an
I'm gonna let you come over here and tell me about me? I'm sure I have experienced more in life than you. Shut up and go on someplace and go put your own thumb in your mouth. I bet you was a thumb sucker because you always like shit in your mouth. Shut up and get your ass on up out of here. Hey, Lady E. He never will. His ego. Yeah, and whoever that me was, it's the same. Go suck on your thumb. Go get your blanket, twiddle on your ear, and with your thumb in your mouth. Like a cartoon character.
ego protection, right? I don't want to be in a place where I'm vulnerable or I made a mistake or did something wrong. So the way that we can come around and actually get him to see something different is to almost appeal to what matters to him most. Right?
No.
What appeals to him
Forget
is
that.
you care about your base. You care about people who support you. You care about this framing of us versus them. And we can be in the us against the problem, not us against you personally. Because anybody who feels on the ropes this way will get defensive and fight back. But one of the things that we could do really well, almost I felt
He
over
been
this,
trying to
shut
fight
down
back. His licks ain't hurting. That's the problem. He been trying to punish. He been trying to hit back. He been spiteful. He been petty as hell. Petty as hell. Oh yeah. Yeah, he punning, he tries to. Yeah. Yeah, he absolutely he has. But that lick don't hurt. That's the problem. It ain't stinging. Not in your them emails coming out and we are seeing you for who you really are, you pickle sucker, you. You made me go buy some pickles to chew on, crunch on, laugh at you. Every time I take a bite of that pickle, I be laughing. Yeah. Talking about, I want a big one. Ooh, big one. Ooh, Bubba. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You needed a therapist in the room, of all the government conversations. It's
No.
not injuring your ego, but saying to you, you are trying to do the best you can, but let me help you against the problem. It's not me against you. And that sometimes can be effective.
Well, somebody done resigned today. FEMA resigned. His FEMA guy resigned. The people I'm sick of you.
There's
They're sick of you. They don't laugh
a
at
maxim
me.
that power corrupts and absolute power corrupts absolutely.
Woo!
What occurred to me, as I've been watching this over the last week or so, is power doesn't just corrupt. It makes people detached from reality because they think their power becomes an edict for the truth. And when they have
They think their power makes them God. See, bouncing around his ego, never telling him when he is wrong. See, that's Charlie Kirk told him he was wrong. Charlie Kirk tried to tell him, thank you for the high five. Charlie Kirk tried to tell him about these Epstein files. He also tried to tell him about Israel, pro-Israel. He put him out and worked on or gave, because I don't know, people who act like they gonna tell on him and betray him or expose him, yeah, they disappear. Yeah. But he tried to tell him and he felt betrayed. So can't nobody tell him. Can't nobody tell him nothing. So, being gentle with him, I mean, what? This is why you don't compromise your morals and integrity for nobody. You don't play dumb to your spiritual relationship with God. You don't let nobody manipulate you like that. Because when you go against them, they work with people to take you out.
At break, that's when they lose their power. So it's almost an irony that absolute power doesn't necessarily corrupt. Absolute power makes you lose power.
That's very true, and that is exactly the irony here, is that if left unchecked, and if you don't realize as a person of power, whether you're the president or a CEO, is that you can't just ride the power and influence indefinitely by itself. You have to be able to corral or use the power to make relationships happen, because that's oftentimes a different form of power. And if you're somebody around this person and you're seeing this progression, you're saying, you know what, there is a sense of this power corrupting them and they're going to lose their power, you again want to appeal to the fact that they love that power. You want to maintain that power, don't you? Here's one way that you can continue to expand your influence and not lose it. How do you do that? If I'm an outsider, if I'm an advisor to President Trump, I'm not telling him, you're losing your way, you're not effective, people don't want to listen to you. That's not going to get through to a person or a leader like President Trump. What will get through to say, you know what, you've been an effective leader. Whether you think that's a good statement or not, you have come to be the president, twice in the United States. How do we maintain this power? How do we expand this power? That's what you want to hear as a leader, as ways to increase my influence, not to tell them.
Well, let me tell you something. If I am the reason, if my expertise is what you are using for your powers, because you really don't have the intelligence. It sounds like you had a few good people around you who knew what they was doing, and you didn't want to listen to them, because again, you was doing some side shiesty deals, right? But if you get rid of somebody who helped you get in that position, who was smarter than you, reckon that person don't need you? Hell, if they got you there, reckon they could get themselves there? So, in essence, you really need their intel, because you don't have none. You really don't have none. You have brains around you. So if you don't listen to the brains that are around you, then you don't have shit. Because you dumb as fuck. I mean, we gonna call a spade a spade. Why? See, this is why I can't do that. I'm not going to dummy myself down for nobody. Them days is over. I'm not gonna make excuses for grown people. Them days are over. I'm not lying for nobody. You don't know what you're doing. You're spiraling out of control because, one, you talk too much. You try to buck people, and people ain't scared of you no more. Your bark ain't shit. We know you have had pickles in places that you try to act like you are against. That's why you got with the rosy ass lips. That's a habitual liar and schemer. Was that one of your playthings? I mean, his lips was, it was a pretty pale peach color. Yeah. So, no, dude, you don't scare nobody. You like pickles in your butt and in your lips. And you can't stop yourself from shitting on yourself. Who's scared of a man who shit on himself? What you scared of? He can't walk straight. What you scared of? He can't hit. Hell, he can't even do a fist. He got the big old, he got to put makeup on his hand. What are you scared of? For real? What he gonna do? What he gonna do? I don't get it. So who's scared of Donald Trump? Who's scared of him? He don't. He got money now because he's stealing from the people. But if he was so bad, he wouldn't be. Let me see. Hey, Annie, I'm driving home and you got me. Oh. I'm just saying, Erwin. Who? Charlie Kirk had a better chance of applying, letting him go do his own thing, and he ran. I mean, I just don't get it. And now he finna try to take everybody down with him. I know Bill saying, I let this fat fuck suck my pickle, and he gonna try to bring me down too? I know Bill saying I let him do his best mouth game on me. And he gonna try to tell on me? I know Bill giving him that look. Like, oh, okay. Yeah, okay. Hillary! Yeah, what you got on him? Leak it. All type of shit. I bet you more than one person trying to blackmail his ass right about now. Because he look weak. He look defeated. Yeah. Yeah.
Me that I'm no longer influential. And that's how you can change the perspective.
Right. Yeah. Interesting. Very interesting. Well, I do hope there are some people in D.C. Who were listening to what you have to say, Dr. Mearholm. We really appreciate your insight on this. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I hope so too.
Okay, I hope it happened. I hope it happened. Okay, what else? Let's go on into this stimulus before I forget and get all off into this Trump stuff. Y'all, please come in, double tapping the like button. Hit the like button for me, please. I would greatly appreciate it. I'm on the roll. Let's hear about the stimulus before I go off into this more Trump stuff in Israel. I'm just saying, I can't wait till these foreign countries come in and start tagging, cause Qatar, I don't think they gonna play well with him about their money, and they supposed to be in the West Bank. And Putin, we ain't really heard enough from Putin, have we? Yeah, he's still mad about them tomahawks or them helicopters. Yes, that it slipped out that you was supposed to be providing for Ukraine. And Putin said to use on us? Oh, you was gonna supply them helicopters and shit to use on us? Oh, that's what we doing? That's what we doing, Trumpy? Oh, okay. Okay, let's go. Let's go, stimulus. I just need Putin, Mr. Netanyahu. I'm sorry I have not been saying your name. I ain't mean no harm. I'm gonna say your name because I know you mad at him right now. Sir, we don't have no problem with you. We just, we not gonna act like we pro-Israel, but your beef is with him. He the one been making deals and stuff with you. He the one that's been playing in your face. Yeah, he the one that went behind you lying, talking about can he get a pardon and all of that. He was playing in your face. He was making deals with, and them three guys that was in that car on their way to that meeting y'all had over there. When y'all was faking like y'all had a peace deal and you had already told us that you was just playing for the cameras. Yeah, he had something to do with them people too, because they wasn't gonna go along with whatever he was trying to present. Yeah, so don't forget, don't hurt us, because we didn't know what y'all was doing. It was y'all who was trying to do this new world order, not us. So get back the person who played you out of your position, who played with your money. Yeah. Get that person. Leave us alone. Because he didn't want us to know. It was y'all secret. He was playing in your face. He was taking your money. He was taking their money. He was taking their money. Yeah. Okay. I'm just saying. And he let y'all name come out in them Epstein stuff. Your name in there. That foreign prime minister. Yeah. So now we saying, why we that ain't our war. Yeah. So now we looking at y'all crazy because y'all been messing with our people too. Are you a PDF filer too? Yeah, because they say everybody, Trump says his friend is one. He called you a friend too, Mr. Netanyahu. I just want you to know I can say your name. Do not take, do not take the money if you take the money. That's about, oh no. Now keep your, all money ain't good money. And them days of impressing me with money.
checks because the talk around it has grown even bigger, and a
Hold on,
lot of
let's
people
listen,
are
y'all.
still. Hey everyone, I hope you're doing all right today. So I wanted to give you an update on Trump's $2,000 checks because the talk around it has grown even bigger, and a lot of people are still confused or getting their hopes up without seeing the full picture. President Donald Trump has brought this idea
We need to know the
back,
fine print.
calling it a tariff dividend. And it's picking up attention in a way that feels familiar, but also a little different this time. You might have seen pieces of it online or heard something from friends, but there's a lot happening underneath the headline that affects your wallet in ways most people haven't explained clearly. So yeah, let's go through this together so you really understand what's happening and what's not.
Yeah, so
Before
what's
we
the
get any
BS?
further, let me know in the comments how you're feeling about the economy
Big
right now.
promise
Do you feel
sparks
things are getting
attention.
easier, harder, or pretty much staying the same for you?
And that
So,
Treasury
let's
guy
start with the big headline.
talking about
President Trump
we'll
has revived
see.
this idea of giving Americans a $2,000 check funded entirely by tariff money. He's described it as a dividend, basically saying that because tariffs bring in billions of dollars, that money should be returned to middle and lower income Americans.
Middle
Save on
and
new
lower
appliances
income
at Best
Americans.
Buy.
He done stole our money. And now he finna act like he doing us a
And
favor.
he's repeated this multiple times, both in interviews and on social media. So the idea isn't just a random one-off comment. It's something that the White House has actually said they're looking into. But here's the thing a lot of people don't know. Even though tariffs do bring in money, and the Treasury has reported that customs duties pulled in around $195 billion in 2025, that doesn't automatically mean there's enough revenue for checks of this size. And more importantly, even if the money did add up, the president can't legally send checks out on his own. Congress has to approve it. So right away, you can see there are a few layers here that people don't.
Sir, have you not realized that he been bypassing Congress? So if he wanted to bypass Congress, he can. He was supposed to go through Congress to even do terrorists. Did you forget that? Yeah, he's been bypassing Congress. But carry on. I mean, don't act like he can't do it now that he talking about giving us a check of $2K. Yeah, so don't get brand new now, is all I'm saying. Yeah, don't get brand new now and act like he can't if he want to. He say he is the U.S. Gord all by himself. He don't need nobody else. Yeah, he said that. So again, don't get brand new when it comes time for him to say he gonna give us something. Let's go.
When all they see is a headline like $2,000 checks are coming. Now, something that's got people paying attention is the timing. Trump has said the checks wouldn't go out this year, that it would be sometime next year. And if you've been following politics for a long time, you might notice the pattern here. Next year is the lead up to the 2026 midterms. Promises like this tend to get a lot of traction right before election seasons because, well, people are struggling. Prices are high, rent is high, food is high, insurance is high, gas is still bouncing around. A lot of Americans hear $2,000 and think, wow, that would actually help me catch up or breathe a bit. But also, I want to walk you through something really important that most people don't realize. When economists have looked at the numbers, they say the math doesn't quite support the plan as it's being described. And let me explain this.
Another lie, y'all.
Because you deserve clarity, not jargon.
If the government sent everyone $2,000, including kids, that would cost around $600 billion. If they only sent it to middle and lower income Americans, the cost would still be around 400 to 500 billion. Tariffs bring in less than that. Even in a strong year, they're around 2 to 300 billion. So there's this gap. And whenever there's a gap...
No, he said he done made more than ever. He said, no. He said trillions. You see how y'all moonwalk back? He said that he has made more. It's been record breaking. So you can't measure it on what it's normally, because he said he has exceeded everybody. And the money that he has brought in, he said it's trillions. So why do you have a B right here instead of a T? Oh, cause you know he was lying. You know, I mean, reality, yeah, that it really wasn't trillions. Oh, okay. So this is why we really shouldn't play into people's egos, because they be lying and the truth ain't in them. Oh, okay. Carry on.
Congress gets involved and arguments start, and the whole process slows down. So then people ask, well, okay, can you borrow the difference? And the answer is maybe, but that raises a whole new set of problems.
Borrow?
Because borrowing more money during a time when inflation is still a concern can push prices up even more.
But I thought he said that the numbers was down. It's record. I mean, this is the best the economy has been in. What are you? Oh, he was lying. Yeah. Oh, okay. We really can't believe nothing he say. Oh, so you are telling us don't be expecting nothing, because based on what he been saying to us has been a lie. Okay. And then he have his little funky millions, bots and dots and shit come over here and start trying to tell me what I don't know. Oh, okay. Carry on.
And that's not me saying it. That's analysts and economists who have studied what happened with the pandemic stimulus checks. One Federal Reserve study estimated that those checks added about 2.6 percentage points to inflation. Not the whole thing, but a meaningful chunk. And also...
Because, so this time, y'all, he's saying y'all can't go out and buy no Cadillacs.
Something I think is worth mentioning.
Last time he gave y'all some of y'all money back, y'all was supposed to put it back into economy. Some of the people saved it. Y'all know. Y'all know. Somebody didn't go out and spend it like they was expecting for you to. Some people was smart and sat on that bad baby. Until a rainy day, and some people went out and bought cars. Is that what you're trying to say on the code? So when you gave them all of that stimulus, the opportunity for them to steal from the government, yeah, with the PPP, I mean, you set it up for them to be able to get away. So you thought, because you said, hell, I'm going to get away with it. So you thought. Yeah. So what? So now you say, if I'm able to give you back your money. This is what I was trying to tell y'all yesterday. How is he going to try to tell somebody to do with their money because you stole their money? So if you hadn't stole it, they was going to be able to do what they want to do with their money, right? But you stealing. But so now you want to give them back the money that you stole, but don't go out and buy no Cadillac. Put it back into the economy so that you can pay taxes on it again. Ain't that double, triple taxing? So you really, you really, what was that mafia? You taxing, right? So you just don't have the bat in the, and yeah, but you coming to everybody taxing the front, back, in the middle. You sending your goons. That's what you're doing. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Y'all, are y'all listening to what y'all good here? Yeah, cause he making promises. Yeah, that his worm ass brain don't realize, or maybe he do. He just lying because people have allowed him to gaslight you, and nobody corrects him. They just go along with the gaslighting. Oh, shit.
Because viewers bring this up a lot. Tariffs themselves already increase everyday prices. A Yale study found that current tariffs are costing American households around $1,800 a year. So the same policy that raises prices is also the one being used to justify sending checks. It's kind of like taking $20 out of someone's wallet, handing them 10 back, and saying you gave them a gift. And I'm not saying that to be harsh. I'm saying that because that's how a lot of people describe it in their own words. Now, I want to touch on the legal part because this also gets overlooked. Even though the president can set tariffs, he cannot spend money without Congress. The Constitution is really clear about that. And the Treasury...
Sir, are you not understanding that he's not going by the regular protocol? He had the Treasury send him $40 million to get to Venezuela. He didn't get that approved. What are you talking about? It was supposed to be 20. And when he started negotiating and shit, he doubled or nothing. It went from 20 to 40 over the weekend. He didn't go through Congress. As far as he's concerned, he is Congress. So why are you talking to us as if he follows the normal roadmap that he's supposed to? Because he don't. And they don't want to tell him because they don't want to bruise his ego. So I don't know if I want to continue to listen to you because...
Secretary himself has already confirmed that legislation would be needed. So no matter how many times Trump says he wants this to happen, it can't happen unless Congress agrees. And right now, no bill has even passed a committee. There was one bill from Senator Josh Hawley called the American Worker Rebate Act, which would have used tariffs to fund rebate checks, but it's stuck in the Senate Finance Committee. And also, there's this huge Supreme Court case happening right now about whether Trump's tariffs are even legal in the first place. And this is a big deal. The administration has been arguing the tariffs are regulatory, meaning they're not really about raising revenue.
So now you're saying that is the tariff deals he been making even legal? Because one, he didn't go through the proper chain of command and get approval. But they let him complete these deals, knowing good and damn well it was coming out our pocket. They didn't stop him. Nobody stopped him. Everybody's scared of the man that can't wipe his own ass, can't lift his hands, can't walk straight, canker ass ankles, fat ass feet. I mean, I'm just trying to understand. Everything this man's saying don't make sense to me because there are guidelines that he has not followed, and the therapist just said that it's not good to correct him because it will bruise his ego. But everybody else got to follow the rules, but not him. What type of shit?
But the problem is, Trump's saying he wants to use the tariff money as revenue, for checks. Those two positions don't match. If the court decides the tariffs were mostly about money, then the government might have to refund a lot of those tariffs to businesses. And if that happens, the money for checks disappears completely. So that's another loop that not many people talk about. There's a plan for checks, but the
Oh, yeah, we talk about it over here. We talk about it over here. Oh, yeah. He got to pay that money back. He got to pay that money back. And he don't want to have to undo them deals. And he don't want to have to come out his pocket and return the money that he done lied and he done had that funny looking Dennis the Menace ass man that's over the treasury slide to him without touching bases with Congress. Cause everybody's scared to correct him because of his ego. This is some crazy shit, man.
very thing that funds them might get pulled off the table by the courts. And no one knows when that decision is coming. Another thing to consider is inflation. And yeah, I know, people are tired of hearing that word, but it matters. If you remember the pandemic checks, you probably know the excitement when the payments hit your account. But you also probably remember how quickly everything got more expensive. Groceries went up, rent went up, cars went up. And this isn't just theory. The St. Louis Fed published research on it. And analysts today are saying the same thing again. That $2,000 checks in this economic climate could push prices up at the worst possible time.
Yeah, we can move on.
Now, what's interesting is that the White House hasn't backed away from the idea completely. Trump and his team keep saying the president wants it to happen, and they're studying the numbers. And also, he's pushing this additional idea where he wants Republicans to support putting money directly into your health savings account. So on one hand, you have this big check idea. On the other hand, you have this more healthcare focused idea. And both of them are being talked about right before a crucial election year. And speaking of politics, there's clearly an element of strategy here. These checks would be extremely popular with many voters. They'd make headlines, they'd show up in campaign ads, and honestly, they'd make a lot of people feel seen. There's no denying that.
It'll still be a no.
Or financially
still wouldn't vote
stretched
for him.
A big promise like this hits differently. It feels like someone is noticing your struggle. Even if the math is messy, the emotional side of it is powerful. So then the question becomes, is this a real policy or is this more of a political message? And right now, if we're being calm and fair, it looks more like a message. There's no bill, no timeline, no funding source that actually covers the full cost, and no legal path without Congress. That doesn't mean it's impossible, but it does mean it's not close. And here's the part that might surprise you. Some analysts believe the idea could resurface closer to the midterms if consumer spending weakens or if economic anxiety rises. Tariffs, checks, rebates, these things tend to make a comeback when the public mood is fragile. And right now, a lot of households are feeling that fragility. So yeah, where does this leave you? It leaves you informed. You now know the headline, the numbers, the legal hurdles, and the real world impact. And that's more.
Okay, T-sippers. We clear? We clear? We clear? I just want to make sure we clear. What are you saying? Chances are you ain't getting no check. Excuse me.
When you list on apartments.com, renters will start coming out of the woodwork.
So, friends, after spending months trying to keep the Epstein files buried, secreted, hidden from public view, now, all of a sudden, Donald Trump wants them released? I mean, could Donald Trump really be experiencing A spasm
Okay.
of transparency? Come
Yeah,
on,
cause
man.
if he think that
Let's talk
I'm
about
gonna
what's
vote for
really
him,
going on here. Because justice matters.
no.
Hey all, Glenn Kirshner here.
I
So,
was gonna
friends,
save it like I do
nobody's
most of my
falling
money,
for
Dave.
Donald Trump's latest scam, his
Scam.
latest con, his latest distraction. I mean, at this point, even the gullible must be saying to themselves,
They on the decline.
hey, wait a minute. I think this guy's trying to pull a fast one on us. So, friends, we're going to start briefly with the new reporting, and then we're going to take a stroll through Realityville and talk about what's really going on here. But first, this from the BBC. Headline: Trump calls on House Republicans to vote to release Epstein files. And that article begins: U.S. President Donald Trump has urged lawmakers in his own party to vote to release files relating to the late convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. Trump wrote on Sunday night that Republicans in the House of Representatives should do so because we have nothing to hide. It is a striking reversal for Trump after weeks of saying the clamor for a vote on the release was a Democratic-driven distraction. There has been a slow drip feed of documents concerning the disgraced financier by House Democrats, some of which reference Trump, who has always denied any link to Epstein's sex abuse and trafficking. But details of his and other prominent figures' past relationship with Epstein have fueled speculation and led to a public spat with one of Trump's staunchest supporters. Potentially dozens of Republicans have now signaled they are willing to break ranks and vote in favor of a bill that would compel the U.S. government to publish all its documents on Epstein. Supporters of the bill appear to have enough votes for it to pass the House this week, though it is unclear whether it would pass in the Senate, the other chamber of the U.S. Congress. Okay, friends, we're going to do this one by the numbers. We're going to start back on July 7th, when the FBI and the DOJ jointly issued a memo announcing that they had done an exhaustive search of all of the Epstein files, and there is absolutely no evidence warranting further investigation. We're going to start with that memo, and we're going to move right through what Donald Trump has now said yesterday and even today. And yes, I will liberally be adding my editorial additions throughout. So let's start with that FBI and DOJ memo. As part of
Scrubbing
our
who
commitment
name?
to transparency,
I missed
the
it.
Department of Justice and the
Scrubbing whose
Federal
name?
Bureau of Investigation have conducted an exhaustive review of investigative holdings relating to Jeffrey Epstein. To ensure that the review was thorough, the FBI conducted digital searches of its databases, hard drives, and network drives, as well as physical searches of squad areas, locked cabinets, desks, closets, and other areas where responsive
Trump Wayne will be
material
scrubbed.
may have been stored. These searches uncovered a significant amount of material, including more than 300 gigabytes of data and physical evidence. This systematic review revealed no incriminating client list. Here's the first editorial addition. Remember when Pam Bondi was on Fox Entertainment and she was asked about the Epstein client list directly, and she said, "It is on my desk and I'm reviewing it," inferentially signaling that it would be released soon, until shortly thereafter she said, "Client list? What client list? There's no client list. Ignore what I said previously." This memo continues. This systematic review revealed no incriminating client list. There was also no credible evidence found that Epstein blackmailed prominent individuals as part of his actions.
Different tools for
They
the
be
job,
lying too much
but
for
one
me.
tool for pain relief.
Y'all, please double tap the face of your screen and get the likes up for me.
We did not uncover evidence that would predicate an investigation against uncharged third parties. And friends,
So
that's
why
the
y'all
money line.
right?
The FBI and the Department of Justice, Kash Patel and Pam Bondi, announced to the American people
That it
in
was
writing on FBI and DOJ letterhead, no, there is no evidence to pursue. There is no adequate predication. Those are magic words, meaning the FBI is prohibited by procedure, by protocol, by ethics, and even by law, prohibited from further investigating because there's no evidence that would support further investigation. Do I believe Kash Patel? Not as
No.
far as I can
Nope.
throw him, but
But it's
that
in writing.
is what the FBI and the DOJ put in writing.
Shoo.
So there can be no further investigation. And
And the judge is throwing out Comey, throwing that out. Found misconduct. Did y'all hear that? Oh, loud. He sure said it. I need to hear that again. Oh, yeah, they ass in trouble. Let's go.
there was also no credible evidence found that Epstein blackmailed prominent individuals as
It'll
part
be
of his
thrown out
actions.
because they said that they looked and there was nothing there.
We did not uncover evidence that would predicate an investigation against uncharged third parties. And friends,
So that means they don't have nothing on Bill Clinton. That's what they said. Trying to lie for Trump. They said that there was nothing else in the files, nothing that would warrant anybody else to be charged or investigated. So because they said that, that is going to be anybody that they try to indict is going to be thrown out because they said that there was nothing there. So how will it be something now? Silly rabbit. Tricks up for kids. Trying to lie for Trump. Oh, wow, that ass is in trouble.
that's the money line.
Offering Bundy.
The FBI and the Department of Justice, Kash Patel and Pam Bondi, announced to the American people in writing on FBI and DOJ letterhead, no, there is no evidence to pursue. There is no adequate predication. Those are magic words, meaning the FBI is prohibited by procedure, by protocol, by ethics, and even by law, prohibited from further investigating because there's no evidence that would support further investigation. Do I believe Kash Patel? Not as far as I can throw him, but that is what the FBI and the DOJ put in writing. So there can be no further investigation. And because there can be no further investigation, Donald Trump was saying things like the following as recently as September. Headline: Trump urges Congress to halt push for Epstein document release, calls it a Democrat hoax. And then, friends, in recent days, we get the flip-flop, the U-turn, the 180, with Donald Trump posting the following. Now that the Democrats are using the Epstein hoax involving Democrats, not Republicans, to try to deflect from their disastrous shutdown and all their other failures. Quick addition here, it was a Republican shutdown, Republicans in control of the House and the Senate and the White House. It was a Republican shutdown.
Absolutely.
Now that the Democrats are using the Epstein hoax, I will be asking AG Pam Bondi and the Department of Justice, together with our great patriots at the FBI, to investigate Jeffrey Epstein's involvement and relationship with Bill Clinton, Larry Summers, Reid Hoffman, JP Morgan Chase, and many other people and institutions to determine what was going on with them and him. This is
No,
another
I
Russia,
will
Russia,
not.
Russia scam with
Yeah,
all the
let me go
arrows
on and
pointing to the
pause.
Democrat.
Let me pause. Let me pause for as long as I want to. Did you send me a cash out, Maria? Hit the like button. Send a super chat or a super sticker. No. So don't you try to come over here and ask or demand. You're not special. You don't get no preferential treatment. Are you crazy? Are you crazy, Maria Santos? I know you feel entitled, boo-boo, but we are the chosen ones. We are chosen. You're a subpar. Then get your ass up out of here. Your subpar ass. Santos. Hell, he don't like you no way. Ain't he trying to send you and your people someplace? Epstein family should let out videos and pictures. Then everyone can see for themselves. Donna, yeah. Yeah, but they got to do it right, though. Because if they show their whole hand, then what? Yeah, how would they be able to, yeah, they can't show their whole hand.
Records show that these men and many others spent large portions of their life with Epstein and on his island. Stay tuned.
Santos.
Whoa.
Girl, please.
Wait a minute, Donald. Your FBI, your DOJ issued that definitive public statement in that memo. Wasn't too long ago. Remember that, Donald? When they said there is no evidence.
That's right.
That would allow for a further investigation.
Y'all see how they pop out when the truth start coming out?
Predication that anybody else
and it's not in Donald Trump's favor.
And now you're demanding that the investigation be jump-started and that it only look into Democrats. Is that the gist of your post? Well, the good news, Donald, is that because Kash Patel and Pam Bondi have already concluded there can be no further investigation, as they put in their memo, well then, surely they will push back. They will hold the line. They will stand strong based on their prior announcement that there can't possibly
swinging that belt, ain't them?
Another investigation, right? Here is how Pam Bondi responded, of course, on social media, to Donald Trump's flip-flop, his U-turn, his 180.
She wanted them reptilians.
Investigations of Democrats.
I saw it myself. She's a reptilian.
Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you? He didn't compliment you. He demanded that you now act inconsistent with your prior announcement that there couldn't possibly be any further investigation because there was not adequate predication.
So he just made a fool out of you, and you talking about thank you.
A violation of the constitutional rights of
what's going to get her disbarred.
Now insisting you investigate. He didn't compliment you, and yet, Pam, you start your reply with, "Thank you, Mr. President." SDNY, the Southern District of New York, U.S. Attorney.
No, that's not Pam. No, that's not Pam. That's reptilian, rectangular. Yeah, we need to maybe add a little cute girly name to it, but she one of them creatures from somewhere. Yeah, that wasn't Pam. They got her. Okay, but carry on. She a reptilian. I saw it myself.
You start your reply with, "Thank you, Mr. President." SDNY, the Southern District of New York, U.S. Attorney Jay Clayton is one of the most capable and trusted prosecutors in the country. Quick addition here, if Pam Bondi was under oath, she could probably be charged with perjury for saying Jay Clayton, who was never a prosecutor in his life, is one of the most capable and trusted prosecutors in the country. And I've asked him to take the lead on an investigation that I should not be conducting because of my prior declaration in that memo. As with all matters, the department will pursue this with urgency and integrity to deliver answers to the American people.
I'm not sure if you saw the news, but Fox News is claiming President Trump is declining in the polls.
I know he
And
feel like
President
he
Trump
getting beat
responded,
the
says
hell
Fox.
up and down.
So friends, just to recap before we move on,
Okay.
for months and months, Donald Trump is whining and bellyaching and complaining. Don't anybody talk about the Epstein files anymore. It's all a hoax. There's nothing there. And then, perhaps picking up on dear leader's sentiment, the FBI and the DOJ says, that's right, nothing there. Nothing can possibly be investigated. We've done an exhaustive search, no further evidence. Then all of a sudden, when Donald Trump does his flip-flop, his U-turn, his 180, and says, now I want the Epstein files investigated, but only with respect to Democrats, Pam Bondi says, thank you, Mr. President. We're going to get right on it. And then here's an interesting little twist. Remember Donald Trump's rant about how he wants Democrats only investigated, including somebody named Reid Hoffman? Well, Reid Hoffman instantly issued a statement of his own. Reid Hoffman responds to Trump's Epstein investigation order, an obvious ploy. Reid Hoffman on Friday responded to President Trump's order to launch an investigation against him and other Democrats in relation to their connection with convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. Quote, the call for an investigation is an obvious ploy to avoid releasing the files. Simply release all the files and expose the people who had both deep and ongoing relationships with Epstein. Hoffman, the co-founder of LinkedIn, wrote in a post on X. In a follow-up post, Hoffman, pledged to advocate for the release of all Epstein files to gain justice for the victims of Epstein's sex trafficking ring and promote the values of truth our
What'd
great
you say?
country
Some of my best
was
work.
founded on. Quote, I want the complete release
Thank you.
because it will show that the calls for baseless investigations of me are nothing more than political persecution and slander. Hoffman wrote late on Friday, quote, I was never a client of Epstein's and never had any engagement with him other than fundraising for MIT, he continued. Now, friends, before we move on to Donald Trump's most recent post regarding the Epstein files, let me tell you where my mind went, the mind of an old career prosecutor, went when I first heard Donald Trump, after saying for months there should be no investigation, when I first heard Donald Trump call for an investigation and Pam Bondi saying, thank you, sir, we'll get right on it, I thought, okay, this is nothing more than Donald Trump trying to give DOJ the opportunity to argue, oh, we can't possibly release anything publicly now because it's a pending investigation. And, you know, a pending investigation can actually legitimately be used as a shield against public disclosure. As a career prosecutor, I didn't want information or evidence in my pending investigations being disclosed publicly. It could interfere with the investigation. It could tip off a potential suspect. It could endanger a possible witness, right? A target of the investigation could tamper with evidence or flee to avoid prosecution. Now, none of this is legitimate, but I saw it as a transparent attempt for Donald Trump and Pam Bondi to be able to say, well, I know Congress wants the Epstein files released. There may be FOIA lawsuits, Freedom of Information Act lawsuits filed seeking the release of the Epstein materials, but pending investigation, sorry everybody. And then you could have his U.S. attorney up in New York just run out the investigation for another 3 years until he left office. So I'm going to admit I was somewhat surprised at the latest post by Donald Trump, but I feel like Trump was backed into a corner for 2 reasons
Okay, let's hear it.
that I'll explain after we look at Trump's most recent post.
Come on.
As I said on Friday night aboard Air Force One to the fake news media, House Republicans should vote to release the Epstein files because we have nothing to hide. And it's time to move on from this Democrat hoax perpetrated by radical left lunatics in order to deflect from the great success of the Republican
Oh my goodness.
Party. Friends, Donald Trump was backed into a corner. Two
Big time.
corners,
And,
actually. First-
and back into a corner a couple of times. And because he ain't got no hands, because he ain't got no hands or feet, he can't even hit and run. You know, he can't ball up a fist. Them big ass ankles, feet, and toes and shit. You know, them big old Buster Brown ass shoes. What can he do? That's why I keep asking, what you scared for? Not for. For. He can't do nothing. Who can he whoop? I mean, huh? You can, boy. You know I'm real good about them knees. Yeah, you bust a old fat cat in them fat ass knees. What he gonna do? He can't do nothing but go down. And you can and then turn and walk out. You don't even have to run. You can walk out slow. What he gonna do? He ain't gonna be able to get up. Bad ass knees, ankles, toes, and shit. Yeah. And now his hands all swollen. You know. What he gonna do? Huh? I can't. That's why I keep saying, why y'all scared? Ain't nobody scared of you. You can't who? Try to shut up. Be quiet. I just said, boy, I'ma bust you in your kneecap. What you gonna do? You shut up. Now what? And you know how we used to, like you trying to scare him, like, What? What? What you gonna do? Ain't nobody here to help you. What you gonna? I'ma beat your ass, beat you up, hit you in your knees, you know. And what? Now I gotta help you get up. Oh, now I gotta feel sorry for you. And you been talking all that trash shit. Oh shit, y'all, these people is crazy. I don't get it. I don't understand why everybody's scared. We know he really ain't got no money here because he's stealing ours. How you gonna fight to file bankruptcy and you get $400,000 a year? Your mama mentally ill, wolf, a black wolf. Take black off your name. Oh, now you know what? Leave it, because you are black. You are black. We were here before you. So you got our DNA in you. Yeah, you are black. Yeah, you just not happy that y'all wasn't here first. That y'all not chosen. Yeah, leave that black on there, because black is beautiful. Yeah, and we your big daddy. We your big mama. Yeah. You don't like Michael Wolff? Who is Michael Wolff, Cindy? Yeah, Black Wolf. Now get out. Now get out. I just wanted you to know that you are black. Yeah, you the N-word too. I love telling prejudiced people that. Black Wolf. You better get your ass on up out of here. Yeah. You better do your research. You better unwash all the whitewash. You better unwash all the white. I knew. Hold on. Bye, sir. Thank you. You've been most helpful. I need to. We need to have a little education. Yeah, we need to have a little. We need to have a little education. Yeah, we need. Yeah, I've been waiting on somebody to educate today. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Let's go. Let's go. Since you're gonna put a crazy message that YouTube blocked, yeah. Let me educate you. Let me educate. Yeah. Yeah. Cause I need for y'all to come off this pedestal like y'all ain't rewrote history, erasing history, cause y'all finding out that y'all ain't shit. Ain't shit, ain't never been shit. And when you find out who was chosen, then you wants to rewrite it and remove it, you know. Yeah, remove it and put y'all in places that y'all know y'all ain't supposed to be. But hold on. I got something for you. I got something for you. And I need for you to hear it with your good ear. How about that? How about that? Let me go
Let me
out.
show you where they are today.
Let me
Judah,
go
link-
out. Yeah, since y'all don't
They
know.
said the 12 tribes of Israel disappeared, but let me show you where they are today. Judah, linked to African Americans. Levi, tied to Haitians. Benjamin, connected to Jamaicans and the West Indies. Ephraim, tied to Puerto Ricans. Manasseh, linked to Cubans. Zebulun, points to Central America. Gad, tied to Native Americans. Reuben, connected to the Sioux tribe. Naphtali, said to be Argentina and Chile. Asher, tied to Brazil and South America. Issachar, linked to Mexicans. And Dan, connected to Ethiopia. The Bible said Israel would scatter, lose their names, and serve under chains. That prophecy matches history too perfectly to ignore. So the question isn't where did they go? The question is, which tribe are you from? And that's why. They said the 12 tribes of Israel disappeared, but let me show
Cindy,
you where
what
they
tribe
today.
are you?
Judah, linked to African Americans. Levi, tied to Haitians. Benjamin, connected to Jamaicans and the West Indies.
Cindy,
Ephraim,
what's
tied to
your
Puerto
tribe?
Ricans. Manasseh, linked to Cubans. Zebulun, points to Central America. Gad, tied to Native Americans. Reuben, connected to the Sioux tribe. Naphtali, said to be Argentina and Chile. Asher, tied to Brazil and South America. Issachar, linked to Mexicans. And Dan,
What's your
connected to
tribe?
Ethiopia. The Bible said Israel would scatter, lose their names, and serve under chains. That prophecy matches history too perfectly to ignore.
You may want to
So the
do your
question isn't where did
research.
they go? The
Been
question
a
is,
lot
which
of
tribe are you
whitewashing.
from? And that's why. They said the 12 tribes
You
of
black
Israel disappeared,
precious.
but let me show you where they are today. Judah, linked to African Americans. Levi, tied to Haitians. Benjamin, connected to Jamaicans and the West Indies. Ephraim, tied to Puerto Ricans. Manasseh, linked to Cubans. Zebulun, points to Central America. Gad, tied to Native Americans. Reuben, connected to the Sioux tribe. Naphtali, said to be Argentina and Chile. Asher, tied to Brazil and South America. Issachar, linked to Mexicans. And Dan, connected to Ethiopia. The Bible said Israel would scatter, lose their names, and serve under chains. That prophecy matches history too perfectly to ignore.
Okay, let's move on. That was for you, Black Wolf, and whoever else don't know. Yeah. Y'all need to protest and ask them to unwash out the whitewash so people will know the truth. Huh. Yeah. Yeah. That's just my suggestion. But y'all grown. But don't come over here thinking that y'all not gonna get the truth. Because the truth gonna set you free. And he don't like none of us. Trump, I'm talking about. So you can support whoever you want to. But you supporting a predator, Cindy. So I'm gonna have to go ahead and remove you because you support children being aped and molested. Y'all say bye to Cindy. She's a predator lover. Bye, Cindy. I'm sorry. You support, yeah, for kids to be taken advantage of. How dare you? How dare you? And you don't even know where you from. You don't even know who you are. To the left. They are saying they a whole different type of breed. But some of the people laid down. The hell, they didn't have to be taken advantage of. They gave that cat up. The hell you mean? They liked it. 2 or 3, 4 of them at the same time. Shit, bring it on. Maybe that's what Cindy was. I don't know, but she got to get the hell up out of here. Let's hear this, y'all. Let's hear this.
At 10:40 p.m. on August 9th, 2019, this figure appears in the most secure prison in America. 15 seconds later, it vanishes.
But y'all may want to go and hit the like button before I end it.
Is found dead. This is cell 220, 60 square feet, where the most controversial death in modern America occurred. The DOJ released 11 hours of surveillance footage. They called it raw evidence, but digital forensics
They walk into the
experts
wrong
discovered something
classroom.
disturbing. This isn't raw footage. It's an edited compilation.
She said she's sorry. She ain't going nowhere. She said she's sorry. She ain't going. Listen, Cindy. You know what? That was funny, y'all. That was funny. I ain't gonna even lie. She said, "I'm sorry. I'm not getting out of here." Well, can you at least tell us why you're supporting somebody who have taken advantage of kids 10, 11, 12, 13? Can you at least tell us why you support that? I mean, shout out to you. Cindy came back. She said, "You ain't put me out." Oh, that was funny. That was funny. Can you tell us how can you support that? You can't write this. Are you one of the reptilians that just keep coming back? What? How can you support that?
Had promised.
We are working on cleaning it up to make sure you have
Let's
Raw
listen.
footage. It's an edited compilation. FBI Director Dan Bongino had promised.
We are working on cleaning it up to make sure you have an enhanced version.
We done heard it all,
So you
y'all.
don't think there were any shenanigans.
But they delivered edited footage instead.
We done
So what
heard
did
it
the footage
all.
actually capture? I recreated the entire facility using official DOJ investigation materials to understand what cameras could see and what they couldn't. This is the Metropolitan Correctional Center, 12 stories towering over lower Manhattan, 750 inmates, $40 million a year to operate. This wasn't some underfunded rural jail. This was the crown jewel of federal detention. The building housed America's most dangerous federal defendants. Mob bosses on the lower floors, international terrorists in the middle tiers, and on floors 9 and 10, the special housing unit, where they put the cases too high profile for anywhere else. The SHU had 42 cells across 2 tiers, the L and M tiers. This is where they housed John Gotti Jr., where El Chapo's associates waited for trial. 23 hours a day locked down, 1 hour recreation. The most secure cells in one of America's most secure facilities.
Most secured.
I lost 110 pounds. You couldn't tell it
Oh
all
wait,
because my
I
excess
don't
skin.
think I knew
Don't know
that.
if
Did
they'll
y'all
change
know that? So that's the most
Introducing the new
secured. So for anybody to get in there, it had to be intentional. Hold on, let's listen what I good here,
Most
y'all.
secure cells in
Hit
one
the
of
like
America's
button,
most secure
please.
Facilities. This is cell 220. Reinforced concrete walls, a narrow window just inches wide, a metal bunk bed, combination toilet and sink, no television, no radio, no clock.
Combination toilet and sink. Wait, what? Combination toilet and sink. Combination toilet and sink. So is this the sink part? Oh, wow. Oh, wow. And y'all think that Trump will be able to handle it? Yeah, he can't handle what he ditched out. I can tell you that now. He ain't gonna sit that big ass. He got to sit here and watch. This is the sink, y'all. Told you, Annie, you don't play when classes in session. You sucking up knowledge. Hey, I think we have to learn. I think it's about learning. I think, how can we know better, do better if we don't learn? And I mean, come on. I could sit on here and play all day, but we ain't got time to play. Things is moving and changing right before our eyes. So yeah, I ain't gonna play. But I don't get it. But she came back. She wasn't disrespectful or rude or anything. So shout out to her. I ain't mad at her. She made me laugh, baby, because she said, AunTeaFee. So she came back on her backup page. I ain't mad at you, Cindy. I mean, I am, but I ain't. I mean, I am, because I don't get it, but I ain't. So let's go. A toilet and sink. Oh, Lord, please.
No television, no radio, no clock. From a surveillance perspective, this cell had natural blind spots. The camera that should have monitored the
So why did they have him in the spot, in the cell that had blind spots, and he was allegedly, supposedly, or idle, but this is where it's supposed to have happened. So that's this.
Perspective, this cell had natural blind spots. The camera that should have monitored the corridor wasn't working. The only views come from this camera way across the unit. This is the actual Altair corridor where Epstein was housed. Notice how long the hallway is. From the guard station, you cannot see down this corridor at all. That door just visible through the gates is Epstein's cell door. Even if guards had been perfectly attentive, their view was severely limited by the facility's architecture. And here's what makes this even more bizarre. Watch what happens at midnight on August 10th, 2019, 11:58, 11:59. Then it jumps straight to 12, with distortion in the video file. 1 minute missing from the most...
Y'all listen. 277 people. I need 50 people to double tap the face of your phone. If you're using your phone device, just double tap it like that. It's free. It ain't gonna hurt. You know, it's nothing is gonna happen. Just hit the thumbs up or those three dots at the top right. Can you go ahead and do that for me so we can check this out a little bit more? Because this ain't, I mean, I know about the time, but why would you have somebody in a room, in a cell that you can't see, you can't monitor? And there was an incident that happened allegedly a couple of weeks before. Come on, y'all, hurry up. The quicker we get those likes up, the quicker I move forward. I'm almost 2 hours in, so, and I got another lot. What time is it? Set up for later on tonight. So come on, hit it. It's 275 people in here. Okay. When I shut it down, right when it started getting good, don't say nothing.
With distortion in the video file. 1 minute missing from the most secure prison in America. It's Epstein's last full day alive on August 9th. Let me walk you through exactly what happened minute by minute.
But
In the
I'm
morning
wondering,
at
I know
8:30
that this
a.m.,
is
Epstein
an illustration. They do have ceilings, right? I mean, I don't know if they actually have a ceiling or not. I mean, are they open at the top?
cellmate is removed. Standard procedure requires immediate replacement with another prisoner. No replacement is assigned. Epstein is now alone. Fast forward to 7:49 p.m. Epstein is returned to cell 220 after his legal meeting. The cell door closes. He is alone inside. At 10
Okay.
p.m., the night shift begins. Two officers take positions at the guard station. They're responsible for monitoring 42 prisoners across the two tiers. One was on her 5th consecutive day. The other had just worked 18 hours straight. This wasn't malice. It was a system pushed beyond breaking point. 10:40 p.m.
That's why them
Last
sleep.
documented visual confirmation of Epstein alive. A guard conducts a security round, briefly observing him through a cell door window. But here's what the surveillance system captured at that exact moment. A working camera records that small orange figure moving through the SHU corridor. The image quality is too poor to identify who this person is. Could be medical staff, could be maintenance, but the timing is curious. It's the last recorded movement in the area before morning. The figure moves through the SHU and disappears. Then 8 hours of silence. What were the guards doing during these 8 hours?
So 8 hours of silence. So they could see on the camera that somebody went up. When did they come down? 8 hours of silence. They could have went in there and tagged his ass or let him out. When did the orange come down? If everybody was in their unit,
of silence. What were the guards doing during these 8 hours? Computer logs tell us then 8 hours of silence.
now 30, 40 people just fell up in here. It's 304 people in here. Hit the like button. I'm gonna start watching it over here by myself. Them likes better go up. I don't even know why y'all playing with me like that. Not tonight. I ain't had to go through this in a long time. So y'all not gonna double tap the face of your screen? Okay, now where is this at? Excuse me. Yeah, I'm gonna watch you.
Figure appears in the most secure prison in America. 15 seconds later, it vanishes. 8 hours after
Yeah, a spec gonna get mad at y'all in a minute. They sent him in there. They sent who in there? They had us sit, okay. They sent him in where? Oh, to walk up them steps. Hey, Lady Love. What? Oh, it's way up here. Who was this?
Disappears. Then 8 hours of silence. What were the guards doing during these 8 hours? Computer logs tell the story. One was browsing motorcycle websites while the other was asleep. The guards falsified their logbooks.
So they lied.
Completed 8 security rounds during that night. Electronic logs prove they never left their station. For 8 hours straight, no one checked on Epstein.
Oh, wow. And they...
The guards finally conduct a security round. They find Epstein unresponsive in his cell. The bed sheet had been twisted into a ligature, one end tied to the bed frame, the other formed into a loop.
And see, you know, I'm gonna tell you, they never can't. Who?
What were the guards
Oh
doing
no, they y'all
during
can't.
this?
Oh no. They never said why respect from the county, upstate New York. Hi, hey Jerry. So did they? Oh, they never said how all those bed sheets got in there. If they only supposed to have one bed sheet, what was all that orange in there for? And so for 8 hours, no one checked. And when they did go 8 hours later, he was, yeah. But how did they not see nobody come down if they saw somebody go up? How is that possible?
Over 200 cameras through the facility. On August 9th, only 2 cameras in the entire special housing unit were functioning. 2 cameras to monitor 42 prisoners across 2 tiers. And here's what's crucial.
Say what?
With one end tied to the bed frame, the other formed into a loop. But the surveillance breakdown goes much deeper. The Metropolitan Correctional Centre had an extensive surveillance system. Over 200 cameras through the facility. On August 9th, only 2 cameras in the entire special housing unit were functioning. 2 cameras to monitor 42 prisoners across 2 tiers. And here's what's crucial. There were no cameras inside individual
That's an
cells.
inside job.
The problem, DVR Unit 2.
Thank you, Jerry.
Special housing unit had crashed on July 29th, 12 days before.
Say what? Yeah, they don't want to hit the like button. They're making it hard for everybody else. That's all right. I'm going to go on punishment. I'm going to put my own self on punishment. I ain't going to be back for a week.
One was browsing motorcycle websites while the other was asleep.
I ain't going to be back for a whole week since they want to play with me.
They claim to have completed 8 security rounds during that night. Electronic logs prove they never left their station. For 8 hours straight, no one checked on Epstein.
These are the Nuance audio glasses, and they're not just stylish, they actually help you hear better as well.
Explain to us, somebody need to explain to us, why was all those sheets in there and what
6:30 a.m.
staff person provided it for
Guards
him?
finally conduct a security round. They find Epstein unresponsive in his cell. The bed sheet had been twisted into a ligature, one end tied to the bed frame, the other formed into a loop. But the surveillance breakdown goes much deeper. The Metropolitan Correctional Centre had an extensive surveillance system, over 200 cameras through the facility. On August 9th, only 2 cameras in the entire special housing unit were functioning. 2 cameras to monitor 42 prisoners across 2 tiers. And here's what's crucial. There were no cameras inside individual cells. The real problem, DVR Unit 2, the one recording the special housing unit, had crashed on July 29th. 12 days before Epstein's death. It wasn't
So why
on
wasn't it
July
fixed?
29. 12 days before Epstein's death. It wasn't recording anything. DVR Unit 2, the one recording the special housing unit, had crashed on July 29, 12 days before Epstein's death. It wasn't recording anything from the most secure part of the prison. Even with backup systems, nothing was recorded in the SHU, and no one noticed. There was a clear problem. In the 5 years before Epstein's death, at least 3 other inmates had died in custody. Attempts were so common they'd run out of dedicated cells to prevent this from happening. But that timestamp gap from 11:58 to 12 a.m., the court documents show this occurred regularly. Not just on the night Epstein died,
That part.
but on...
Why was all of that in there if he was only supposed to have one bed sheet? And what was this? Is that piss? What is that? Did he leave? Why was all this in there? Why was all that? And it right here, it looked like they was gonna try to act like he was still in the bed asleep. I don't get that. And that's his toilet seat, Lord. Double tap the face of your phone. I'm telling you, I'm gonna shut it down. I'm gonna shut it down.
Dozens of other nights. It's a system quirk, not evidence of tampering. $40
It's
million
sketchy.
a year.
Sure
That's
is.
what it costs to run this facility. $109,000 per day. And on the night it mattered most, the 2 cameras that could have answered everything weren't working. So
No.
what really happened in cell 220? Let's test.
Expert caution that unclear exactly what's changed. Metadata. I thought I saw something that says manipulated. Does not prove deceptive manipulation. The videos may have simply been processed for public release using available software.
That could have answered everything weren't working. So what really happened in cell 220? Let's test 3 main theories against the evidence. Theory 1, outside elimination. For this to work, someone would need to infiltrate the facility, reach Epstein's cell, and escape. Theory 2.
Tony, I don't have to have money. I just asked to hit the like button. Are you trying to be funny, Tony Kaiser? I said hit the like button. Tony, you trying to be funny? You know, y'all kill me being smart in the mouth, and when I check you, now you can't talk. You can't answer. Now you quiet as a church child's mouth, or you quiet as these guards was in this prison when their asses was supposed to be working. Yeah. Don't talk no noise, and when I check you and ask you a question, now you scared. You scared. You know, you scared like Trump. Now you panicking and shit. Oh, she don't call me. I sure have. Yeah, you better check yourself. And you must not know I will shut it down. I said double tap the face of your screen and hit the like button. I didn't stutter.
Conspiracy. Did guards intentionally enable Epstein's death? The evidence tells a different story. Computer logs showed the personal internet use that they did. One guard was literally sleeping at their desk. This isn't coordination, it's negligence. The system just failing. Theory 3. Institutional failure. This theory aligns with all physical evidence. The cell provided the means, bed sheets, a sturdy attachment point, privacy. 8 hours of unmonitored time provided the opportunity. Every
Next
layer
time
of
I'm out.
protection failed. Cameras, guards, and oversight. He was found by the side of the lower bunk in a kneeling position. Unmonitored time provided the opportunity. Every layer of protection failed. Cameras, guards, and oversight. He was found by the side of the lower bunk in a kneeling position. The physical evidence is consistent with the available materials in the cell. The Metropolitan Correctional Centre couldn't survive this level of scrutiny. In 2021, the facility was permanently closed. Decades of deterioration had made safe operation impossible. The real scandal isn't what happened in the missing minute, it's what happened in the 8 hours when this man was left completely alone in a facility designed with blind spots. The cameras that were supposed to capture everything captured nothing when it mattered most. The guards who were supposed to watch weren't watching. The system that was supposed to work had stopped working long before August 10, 2019. And now, even with the footage they claim proves what happened, has been edited and compromised.
Y'all, so what y'all think? And they've never explained why was all those bed sheets in there, and they've never explained what happened to the guy. I mean, the image that went up. Why didn't it come down? If it goes up, it got to come down, right? Or is there more than one staircase? Is there a back staircase?
Roku self-serve ads platform. It's easier than...
Interesting. Misconduct. Let's go.
Lawyer. So when the FBI was originally
undermine the integrity of a grand jury proceeding, the magistrate judge William Fitzpatrick said the prosecution engaged in a, quote, disturbing pattern of profound investigative misstep. This from Fox News talking about this most recent developed misconduct, saying the department needs to give the grand jury materials to the defendant. A judge ruled this on Monday, directing them to produce to defense lawyers all grand jury material. Comey's lawyers had sought the grand jury material out of concerns of irregularities that process might have tainted the case. Let's bring in right now former federal prosecutor, friend of the program, Nima Rahmani. Nima, thank you so much for joining us here on Live Now from Fox. The judge said, quote, there were fundamental misstatements of the law. What does he mean by this?
Andy, there's a lot to unpack here, so let me try to explain Judge Fitzgerald's ruling. So there's two broad categories of potential problems. The first is the evidence. The second is the grand jury proceedings. So I'll start with the evidence. What happened was in 2017, the FBI executed search warrants and they got emails and other evidence for someone named Daniel Richmond. Now, he's a Columbia law professor who happened to be a friend of James Comey, but also his lawyer. So when the FBI was originally investigating this leak to the Wall Street Journal, they were focused on Richmond. So they got this evidence from Richmond, and ultimately that case was closed. It didn't go anywhere. But as part of those search warrants, the evidence was supposed to be sealed or destroyed. So when the Department of Justice started investigating Comey, who allegedly provided this information to Richmond and then allegedly lied about it to Congress, the Senate Judiciary Committee, and Ted Cruz, they went back to this evidence. Now, there was a couple problems with that.
Of a grand jury proceeding, the magistrate judge William Fitzpatrick said the prosecution engaged in a, quote, disturbing pattern of profound investigative misstep. This from Fox News talking about this most recent developed misconduct, saying the department...
So the judge
Says
is
a
ruling
judge
against
said
them.
earlier today that the Justice Department undermined the integrity of a grand jury proceeding. The magistrate judge William Fitzpatrick said the prosecution engaged in a, quote, disturbing pattern of profound investigative misstep. This from Fox News talking about this most recent developed misconduct, saying the department needs to give the grand jury materials to the defendant. A judge ruled this on Monday, directing them to produce to defense lawyers all grand jury material. Comey's lawyers had sought the grand jury material out of concerns of irregularities that process may have tainted the case. Let's bring in right now former federal prosecutor, friend of the program, Nima Rahmani. Nima, thank you so much for joining us here on Live Now from Fox. The judge said, quote, there were fundamental misstatements of the law. What does he mean by this?
They lied.
Andy, there's a lot to unpack here, so let me try to explain Judge Fitzgerald's ruling. So there's two broad categories of potential problems. The first is the evidence. The second is the grand jury proceedings. So I'll start with the evidence. What happened was in 2017, the FBI executed search warrants and they got emails and other evidence for someone named Daniel Richmond. Now, he's a Columbia law professor who happened to be a friend of James Comey, but also his lawyer. So when the FBI was originally investigating this leak to the Wall Street Journal, they were focused on Richmond. So they got this evidence from Richmond, and ultimately that case was closed. It didn't go anywhere. But as part of those search warrants, the evidence was supposed to be sealed or destroyed. So when the Department of Justice started investigating Comey, who allegedly provided information to Richmond and then allegedly lied about it to Congress, the Senate Judiciary Committee, and Ted Cruz, they went back to this evidence. Now, there was a couple problems with that. First, they didn't get a new search warrant. Second, they
didn't get a search warrant.
Viewed privileged materials because Richmond was Comey's lawyer. So the judge said, well, hey, this evidence was supposed to be sealed and you didn't get a new search warrant and you were looking at potentially privileged communications between Comey and his lawyer. That's a problem. Normally what the DOJ is supposed to do is they're supposed to set up a taint team or a dirty team that's really walled off from the case. So if they've accidentally viewed something, the whole Department of Justice isn't disqualified. So that's one set of problems. So one of the agents who supposedly viewed some of this material went to testify before the grand jury. So that was a problem. But there was also some potential problems in
hold on.
Set of problems. So one of the agents who supposedly viewed some of this material went to testify before the grand jury. So that was a problem. But there was also some potential problems in Lindsay Halligan's presentation to the grand jury. So she, of course,
wait a minute.
was the new
Who didn't get a search warrant?
Or a dirty team that's really walled off from the case. So if they've accidentally viewed something, the whole Department of Justice isn't disqualified. So that's one set of problems. So one of the agents who supposedly viewed some of this material went to testify before the grand jury. So that was a problem. But there was also some potential problems in Lindsay Halligan's presentation to the grand jury. So she, of course, was the new interim U.S. attorney who was appointed by the Trump administration to take over when career prosecutors resigned and didn't want to bring these charges against Comey. So there were some potentially problematic statements that Halligan made to the grand jury. Now, we don't know what they are because the publicly viewed version of the judge's order is redacted. But there is one thing that we can glean. There were two different indictments in this case. And originally, the grand jurors only returned a true bill or returned charges on 2 of the 3 counts. But when they went to the magistrate, they presented 2 versions of the indictment. One was incorrect. But here's the important point. There's a period of time between these indictments being returned to the court and prosecutors going back to getting the correct indictment where there's no grand jury transcript or recording. So the judge in the case took issue with that as well and said this is incomplete. So why does all this matter, Andy? Normally,
because they weren't. She don't know.
A grand jury indictment or a problem with a prosecutor that's appointed, you just go to the grand jury and you get a new indictment. The issue in this case, of course, is the statute of limitations will have run, that 5-year statute. That's why this was all critical in this case. The indictment is dismissed. It's going to be too late to go back and charge Comey.
Yeah, this is a whole
they weren't prepared.
Forth with those two-pronged, those missteps, as the judge stated in terms of this. The judge also said, quote, the court recognizes that the relief sought by the defense is rarely granted. How rare? Do we ever see this?
It's very rare, Andy. I could tell you during all my years as a federal prosecutor, I never had a case like this. First of all, you never have someone with no prosecution experience going into the grand jury. That's probably why we had some of these missteps. But even if you look at the time period, it took 2 hours for the grand jurors to return this indictment. And obviously they didn't return it on all the counts. I could tell you in all the times that I went to the grand jury many, many times, it took them maybe 5-10 minutes max. So this is not your typical case. And normally, grand jury proceedings are secret. The defense, they can't get transcripts of the proceedings. But because of what happened here with those 2 indictments, the potentially privileged material, Halligan bringing 2 indictments to the courtroom well after 6 p.m. Really, it was a race against the clock. They were rushing. So this is not your typical
Inexperience,
case. And the judge acknowledged that. That's why this relief would really be extraordinary.
And they really didn't have nothing. They had already said that there was nothing there years ago.
There's some protections, privilege, attorney-client privilege is a privilege against self-incrimination, the Fifth Amendment that was apparently talked about during the grand jury, which usually you're not supposed to do. And of course, the constitutional protections, including the statute of limitations. So there's a lot at stake here, which means the judge is going to take a look at this case very closely. And we're not even talking about the selective or vindictive prosecutions or even the arguments that the defense has on the merits in this case, that this wasn't a false statement or wasn't material. We're talking about the defect in the procedural proceedings themselves, and it could derail this whole prosecution that many people
desperate
have been wanting, whether you're on the right or left.
Out of spite.
Comey, but this is a potentially big problem in the case, Andy.
And we've seen lots of motions by Comey's defense team, and I want to ask, because it feels like this is obviously coming out with this saying missteps, and there was an undermining of an integrity with the grand jury proceedings. Is this a precursor to a potential dismissal?
It is, and the best defense is always a good offense, and I think here, the defense
I could tell you that.
Prosecution on the run of it. Now, obviously, look, we're just talking about a magistrate judge. That is a lower level judge. They don't have the authority to dismiss a case. They just make recommendations.
Yeah, it's going to be dismissed. Thrown in together. Experienced attorneys said that there was nothing. He was cleared. The guy who said that he had authority to proceed and didn't have to get the permission from Comey based on his position. He didn't need to get permission from Comey.
Appellate court. Then, of course, a case like this with important legal and political consequences may end up all the way before the U.S.
He didn't know.
So there's a lot at stake. This is just that first step with that magistrate judge. Certainly not the end of the road yet, but really the process is moving for a
he feel like other people are criminals, and he don't want to be labeled the only one.
I mean, really, these are just sort of rubber stamps to get the indictment, get the
charges,
and move
spiteful
forward with the case. So the fact that the defense is already able to attack a vulnerability here, it's certainly a bad sign for the prosecution, because normally this is not something they ever have to deal with.
Yeah, spiteful. Well, change your diaper. Probably that diaper rash. I can only imagine. Them babies and ass all red and shit, because that shit done said, ooh, that runny stuff. Shit, didn't it look green? Oh, yeah. Ooh. Just sitting there the whole time while he out there playing golf with a rotten ass diaper on him. Oh my God, it was just nasty. But Epstein said he even nastier in real life. Filthy, funky, nasty. He got that nasty man's disease. Nasty ass. Oh, what I got? What was the other one? Oh, yeah. Israel. What are they saying about Israel? Finna get ready to go, y'all. Y'all can't get the likes up. I can't stay. This gonna be my last go round. This gonna be my last go round. If I can find it, I may not be able to find it. It's gonna be my last go round. Stimulus, yeah. Misconduct. Trump screaming. Let's go. Y'all get the likes up.
Let's say for 5 years, and they kind of think, like you said, it's.
You hope it gets dismissed.
Turning now to the question of Israel in the American right, and also, as I mentioned previously, about not just the right, but also the mainstream media, there was an incredible exchange between Marjorie Taylor Greene and Dana Bash over at CNN. Dana Bash has been pretty vehemently pro-Israel from the beginning of the October 7th attack, and has consistently defended the government and made accusations around anti-Semitism on CNN. But here in particular, Marjorie Taylor Greene raises drop site newses and Ryan Grimm's reporting around Epstein and Israel connection, and Dana Bash seems aghast, unaware, and this is one of the most exposing clips I've ever seen yet on the issue. Let's take a listen.
You questioned who and what country is putting so much pressure on Trump to keep the Epstein files hidden. And you included a picture about donations from pro-Israel lobbying group AIPAC. What are you trying to say there?
Mm-hmm.
She said,
Well, I think it's the question that many Americans are asking, especially when we saw information recently come out in these emails that the Oversight Committee that I serve on has released. And we saw Jeffrey Epstein with ties to Ehud Barak. We saw him making
that's
business
one of the
deals
guys.
with them. Also business deals that involved.
Yeah, this is gonna be my
Jeffrey
last time
Epstein
asking
with
y'all to hit the
ties
likes
to
up. It's 407 people in here. I need 100 likes. I need you to double tap the face of your phone. If you're using your phone, it's free. Just double tap, just like that. Or hit the 3 dots at the top if you're on your computer, or leave. Just leave. Thank you. Come on, keep coming. Keep coming. Come on, don't stop.
Ehud Barak.
That's the one that Virginia Dufresne, that Virginia said really, really was rough with her. Put his hands around, really forceful, intentional. Pulling her hair, almost lost consciousness with his hands around, and he was laughing. Prime Minister at that time in Israel.
These emails that the Oversight Committee that I serve on has released. And we saw Jeffrey Epstein with ties to Ehud Barak. We saw him making business deals with them. Also business deals.
So maybe when people hear that Barack, they thinking they talking about Barack Obama. No, that Barack, I will put it, he was the prime minister of Israel at that time. So people hoping and wishing. What was that girl name that was in my comments? Another video. Yeah. I knew he was dirty. I knew it was Barack. Oh, no, boo. Wrong Barack. Ha! Silly rabbit. Tricks up for kids. Not Barack Obama. Yeah, pro-Israel. Barack. Get your lot together. Get your lot together. Yeah, hold on. While I'm thinking about it. Get your lot together, Miss Sally Walker, whatever your name is. I am sure gonna go and see. I think I kept it. Hold on. Yeah. She probably think it's Barack Obama. Marsha K. Yeah. AunTeaFee. Huh? This silly rabbit right here. Yeah, she probably liked it. Yeah, her. Little girl, Marsha. It's Prime Minister. It's this crow right here. Yeah, I'm sure that ain't even you. Marsha K. It's not Barack Obama, dumbass. Not Barack Obama. Yeah. Yeah, I kept it. I kept it for you. Now I can go in and block you. Yeah, I kept it. I kept it pent. Yeah. AunTeaFee, you finna go to it? Yeah, I'm gonna put her ass on blast. Marsha K. Yeah, your dumb ass. You like being in the cold. Yeah, you like the Kool-Aid. Yeah, let me go over here where it's being held. Barack Obama is a liar, not Trump. You dumb. Ooh, Lord. Lord, why they gotta be so slow? Why they gotta be so slow? Yeah, now I can hide her, block her permanently. Yeah, now get your ass on. Okay, let me get back. Marsha K. Yeah, why they always want to find something wrong with Barack Obama? No, it was pro-Israel. Where you're okay. Where they genocide. Yeah, unaliving babies. There we go.
To Ehud Barak. We saw him.
What's his
making
name
business deals with
again?
them.
What's his name?
And we saw Jeffrey Epstein with ties to Ehud Barak. We saw him making business deals with them.
Marsha
also
Karen.
business deals that involved the Israeli government, and seems to have led into their intel agencies. And I think the right question is to ask is, was Jeffrey Epstein working for Israel?
Marsha.
I'm proud to say I don't take money from AIPAC. I don't take money from any special
Look at her.
group of people. I'm just representing my district and the American people.
Are you one of them reptilians?
I just want to be clear. Are you saying Israel is pushing the President of the United States to cover up the Epstein files? And what evidence do you have that is the case?
I simply just asked out loud, is there a foreign government?
Boo Boo Sally, his name was in the book. Are you one of the reptilians? His name was in the book. She named him. She put a name on it. Yeah. Well, who else he hiding it for? Is he hiding it for you? Are you in the book? Yeah, she didn't stutter. Yeah, she was clear. His name is there. There is ties and relationships. Yeah. You look like you would probably be okay with him playing in your cat, sharing you out. Yeah.
Special group of people. I'm just representing my district and the American people, and so that's what I was referring to. Money from any special group of people.
She don't take money from AIPAC. Do you?
People, and so that's what I was referring to.
I just want to be clear. Are you saying Israel is pushing the President of the United States to cover up the Epstein files?
Yes.
And what evidence do you have that is the case?
Because his name is in the book.
I simply just asked out loud, is there a foreign government? It could be any foreign government.
Tilt your head.
Foreign government you won't. Pushing to keep this covered up because people just don't understand the big fight against.
Well, you had AIPAC up there.
Absolutely.
Which government you were talking about?
Absolutely.
Women
did
you need this in your makeup bag. The
did
lash extensions mascara will seriously change your
did
that I'm questioning that government in particular and questioning any other foreign government.
Girl, what's your name? Hold on. Did? Yeah, she did. And what? Yeah, she blinking like, cause she pissed. You talking about this one right here? Yeah, cause she pissed that she's questioning pro-Israel. Yeah, that's why she blinking. She didn't like what she said about Israel, but the man's name was in the girl's book. Yeah. Did you ask? I mean, you're not concerned about the victims? He said he put his hands around her neck. She couldn't breathe. She thought she was about to expire. Yeah, so APEC goes up there. And shit, what evidence do you have that he didn't? These people kill me.
Particular and questioning any other foreign government.
Oh, it's pretty clear which government. Yeah, what's wrong with talking about that government? The evidence is straight up. It's right there.
It's right there.
What's the problem with it? It's just so ridiculous, and it's just crazy. It's,
like you can't see.
I really believe that the Israel-Epstein connection is one of the reasons why not just Trump, but a lot of the conservative media was so reluctant to actually go full on in the release of the Epstein files.
Absolutely.
I've actually always found it a little bit ironic. I've been at the story, the Mossad theory and all that with Epstein. It was a theory. Now it's basically confirmed in terms of his acting as an agent, often on behalf of Israel, not just for Israel, many other foreign governments. But there was, originally like.
So you can see, just like Trump, you can see the prime minister at that time's name there. And so you supposed to just act like it's not there? Like he wasn't playing with kids? Like Ghislaine Maxwell didn't pimp her out? I mean, so this is what we're dealing with. This reporter, so you have a personal attachment to it for you to be questioning her like that. Putting your head to the side like he your big daddy. Like he your pappy. Yeah, like he your PIMP. Girl, oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God.
That I'm questioning that government. Is there a foreign government? It could be any foreign government.
I want to see your head tilt again like,
keep this covered
girl,
up.
you better stop tilting for that. Your track
Epstein
fall
files?
out your head.
And what evidence do you have that is the
No, I
case?
simply just asked out loud, is there a foreign government? It could be any foreign government, but is a foreign government pushing to keep this covered up? Because people just don't understand the big fight against.
Well, you had APAC up there. It was pretty clear which government you were talking about.
Absolutely.
That I'm questioning that government.
He don't get no Israel don't get no pass. It's fake anyway.
Oh, it's pretty clear which
it's
government.
fake.
Yeah, what's wrong with talking about that government? The evidence is straight up. It's right there. I mean, what's the problem with it? It's just so ridiculous, and it's just crazy.
The victims just don't have a chance, do they?
Is one of the reasons why not just Trump, but a lot of the conservative media was so reluctant to actually go full on in the release of the Epstein files. I've actually always found it a little bit ironic. I've been at the story, the Mossad theory and all that with Epstein. It was a theory. Now it's basically confirmed in terms of his acting as an agent, often on behalf of Israel, not just for Israel, many other foreign governments. But there was, originally like this belief, it'll just be the Democrats that are going to be implicated. Well, one of the reasons why it appears he got the sweetheart deal and more, at least, again, my personal theory, is because of his power-broken connections all across the world, Israel, Russia, Saudi Arabia, all of these different governments, Mongolia.
And because Israel is in the Epstein files is why I think he's still alive and was sent over to Israel. Because there are several from the U.S. Once they get caught and go to jail, they get out. They have some type of arrangement as long as they are Jewish. Yeah, and then they help them get a passport if they don't have one. Yeah, so it would have been Barack, whatever his name is, that would have arranged for him to be in Israel. Yeah. So when y'all hear me saying, I think he over there, and when I found out that that's a thing, that really is a thing with these child predators, they go over to Israel as if they not gonna do it. And then when we went over to Israel and found that guy, guess what? He was over there still doing the same thing. So Rabbi Tully, whoever helped him, and you believe that he was not, y'all allow him to go to another country and victimize immigrants or whoever. Yeah. That's why I say he's still alive. Because Israel was in the documents. And because it's pro-Israel, yeah. And he was CIA. This is crazy, man. This is crazy work. I feel so sorry for the victims.
That's what Ryan and the full picture have revealed of the backstory behind Epstein. Money laundering, pedophilia, and all of that. She is a pan, but pedophilia was like a thing that he did with
So she wanted them reptilians.
The global elite. But the money laundering and his connections, his ability to be a power broker, perhaps at times intertwining the two, although there's not a ton of evidence, to support that, at the very least was why he was protected at some level by some of the most richest and powerful people. So the very fact that CNN had Dana Bash are acting like this is new information that they'd never even heard about before, it just shows you still the information bubble that a lot of the mainstream media and all of them are swimming in. And it's just such a disgrace that Ryan and Dropstar are the only people who are willing to report those emails. That shows like ours are the only people even willing to talk about it. And a lot of the public is just living in, they have no idea if they're not reading or paying attention. The New York Times will talk all day long about Epstein and Trump, which is fine. I don't care. Publish it.
It sure is.
Sure, it's definitely a story. Epstein is also a big story. Where are you guys? Nothing.
Yeah. Brian Grimm and Murtaza Hussein on every single byline with regard to the connections between Epstein and various Israeli figures, spies, former prime minister, dealings with foreign governments on
you
behalf
missed the reptilians
Israel.
yesterday.
They're literally the only ones.
Oh,
who
you
are
went
doing
back
this
and watched
reporting.
it.
And then not only are the only ones that do the reporting, then the mainstream press just pretends that this reporting doesn't even exist. I mean, I actually believe that Dana Bash doesn't even know that it exists. And so she's conducting this interview like these questions to Marjorie Taylor Greene are some kind of a gotcha. Like, are you insinuating that there's some Israel connection here? And she's like, yes, I am, because
that was
that's
horrible.
been reported out. So if you aren't aware of that piece, then, Epstein is just effectively about morality, which is important. Like, I think people want to know about the sleazy behavior of politicians and global elites and the way they're all interconnected and cover
especially if they're messing with kids.
That has a lot to do with power, and so I don't think that you can just dismiss that on its own. But if you're not tying that in with Israel specifically, but more broadly any other foreign governments, as Marjorie Taylor Greene represents there as well.
Okay.
If you're not tying those pieces together, then you're not really connecting it to the present day and the risk and the danger from this president right now, and why this should be a central story, and why it is really important and has immediate bearing on the conduct of our own foreign policy. So it's just wild to see her living in this completely different universe where any sort of Israel-Epstein connection is purely like fever swamp, conspiracy, anti-Semitic garbage. That's how she sees it. Yep. And that's, I think, how most of the mainstream press sees it as well. Either that, or they're just like, themselves covering up for Israel, which is certainly possible in many cases. But a lot of it is just, they sort of see that as icky conspiracy that they're not going to dirty their hands with. And so she sees it as some like gotcha question to Marjorie Taylor Greene, rather than a legitimate line of inquiry, and maybe the most legitimate line of inquiry and concern with regard to releasing the Epstein files today.
I think this is a problem. I want to normalize, because a lot of Democrats are very new to Epstein, right? They never paid attention.
And it kills me because, with this How will a person know who is Jewish or not? How would somebody know? So if somebody don't agree with you, it does not mean that you are anti-Jewish. It has nothing to do with that. How am I supposed to know what you are? God bless you too. Yeah, I mean, so that blows my mind that they, that's just a cover for me. Every time somebody don't agree with you, you anti-Semitic. Well, no. I mean, why? So am I supposed to assume that every time somebody that is not black don't agree with me that they are racist? Am I supposed to assume that? Is that the card I'm supposed to pull? Oh, you don't agree with me? Oh, you're a racist. I mean, because that's what I get with that. You need an out. But if I agree with you, then we don't have no problem. But it don't have nothing to do with you being Jewish. I don't know. I don't know. I don't ask you that type of stuff. So how would I know? I mean, because I'm gonna be honest. Y'all all look the same. I wouldn't know just by looking at you. I don't know that. And that kind of blows me that y'all need a out. Since when is a child a sleazy behavior? I mean, they always playing a victim. It blows my mind. And it's fake. And y'all not real Jewish. It's a lie. It's a lie. It's the Rockefellers. And they created all of this. Not the Rockefellers, the Rothschilds. And the Rockefellers too, but the Rothschilds. And it's created. And it's a lie to manipulate and deceive. And you want to put a label on somebody and hell is made up. So y'all still trying to brainwash. Yeah, get over that. I'm not buying it. And you're not going to make me be anti-nothing because I don't agree with you. Because I peep your lies and I call you out on it. Stop lying. Stop being deceitful. Stop trying to manipulate and stop being a wolf in sheep clothing. Then I won't have to call you out. Yeah. And that's not being anti-Semitic. That's choosing God over your schemes. Yeah. That's what it is. And you can call it whatever you want to. Yeah. Yeah.
Now that Trump is involved, they're frothing and they're like, this is great. And I've noticed this with like Ezra Klein and all of them. They see the political utility, but to them it's still icky because Republicans have been talking about it, let's say, for 5 years. And they kind of think, like you said, it's conspiracy. Guys, the Israel thing, it's real, okay?
It's real.
Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. It's
absolutely
just,
real. I've been on it for a while.
Story that they think anybody who's talked about that in the past, conspiracy brain. They don't know what they're talking. No.
I thought it was Bibi Netanyahu. I didn't know nothing about no other guy, but I knew Israel was in it.
Ago on Tucker Carlson and all that, I would have blown it out. And I was trying to be careful at the time about, in terms of theories and speculation, it's over. Security agreements with the presidents of Mongolia, it's done. Military technology, Ehud Barak. You combine that with everything that we already had in terms of a lot of the evidence. There's not even a discussion at this point in terms of acting on behalf of Israel. We need to get this into the bloodstream of the Midas touch folks and others. Because right now everything is just focused on Trump. The point, as you just said, is the connective tissue from, yes, just Trump also being mentioned, but the Israel part and its potential relation to foreign policy, and also of the double standard that we use in terms of counterintelligence and more on the issue, and potentially why Epstein was able to get away in the sweetheart deal with this non-prosecution agreement. That's how you connect the two sides of the coin. And unfortunately, CNNs of the world and others still want to brand that as anti-Semitic. No, it's just a fact. It's literally just a simple
I totally agree.
I also did, if I would be remiss if I didn't show the
not gonna
recent
sue
developments
you.
in conservative media. Let's put this up here on the screen. The American Conservative Publicist, I love it, from Daniel Foxlaw, who's great. New FARA filings, which are the Foreign Agent Registration Act filings, show plans to promote pro-Israel messaging at the conservative Salem Media Network. So, people at Salem Media include, they say, 82 radio stations across the U.S., major websites, manages high-profile websites, Town Hall, Red State, influential platforms, conserving discourse. Some of the programs that are featured include the Charlie Kirk Show, the Dinesh D'Souza Show, the Josh Hammer Show. The
So let me ask y'all. So what you think? Is the about face the let's just get, I'm sick of it, and I'll sign it. I'm defeated. I'm depleted. Is it because of MAGA, Republicans losing its base, or is it because of Israel, or could it be both? I mean, which one do you think had the most impact with Trump to pull his coattail? Do you think it's Israel, or do you think it is the Republican, this base? Come on, people, put it in the comments. It's a ploy. No, I think there's a problem. I think it's a problem. I think, who do y'all think? Oh man, y'all ain't hit the like button good enough. God dang. Who do okay. Well, let me ask you like this then. Let me ask you like this. Who do you think who do you think allowed Trump in office, although he was a convicted felon 34 times over? The Republicans or Israel? Hey, Be Rich. We're not United States of America. We are United States of Israel. There we go. The Mossad. Is it real? Who's first? Okay, for the ones who think that it's all of the above are the Republicans, who is first? It is, if from the White House, from the presidency, is it, what happened? Are y'all still here? What just happened? Is it America first, or is it Israel first? Is it American first or Israel first? Dang, all of them. Okay, let's watch this.
What if Donald Trump was never the master of the game? It has always been whispered, sometimes boldly declared, that Israel is being controlled by U.S. President Donald Trump. But what if that wasn't true? What if, in this entire geopolitical power play, Trump is the puppet and Israel is the puppet master? Is that even possible? Could the President of the United States, once hailed as the most powerful man on earth, be dancing to a foreign tune? Well, let's find out.
Yeah, I could see that, John.
File saga currently shaking the U.S. and echoing far beyond its borders, a chilling theory has resurfaced.
But, okay, so with that theory, John, I dig that. Mossad or Israel doesn't want Epstein stuff released because then they lose their blackmail. Right. So why would if somebody was under that carrot, why would they not just say fuck it and let it out? To get from up under the blackmail. I mean, if you no longer wanted that carrot dangled over your head, I mean, because Bibi Netanyahu pretty pissed about that backhand prison. Okay.
That ties together Jeffrey Epstein,
Destruction.
U.S. foreign policy, Israeli intelligence, and a growing rebellion within Trump's own Maga movement. And at the center of it all lies a single, unanswered question. What are they really hiding? Let's rewind. Jeffrey Epstein was no ordinary financier. On paper, he was a hedge fund billionaire with elite connections and a private island. In reality, he was a convicted sex offender, a manipulator of the rich and powerful,
the crimes are
and
too
allegedly
big.
a trafficker of underage girls for the world's elite.
Trump has taken all the money he needs. He was not.
Tech moguls, and even
He has
US
nothing to lose at
Clinton,
this point.
And yes, Donald J. Trump.
He got.
Epstein's
Remember, they
life was
said his
surrounded by
ego. They got to stroke his ego. They got to make him think he's always right when he's wrong. Remember that. The crimes are too big. Absolutely. I get it. I mean, because in the U.S. there has to be someone higher than the U.S. that's running shit, cause he the president. I kid you not, Trump and anybody who was involved going to jail. I just saw a commercial on CBS during Monday Night Football. It's over for them. I hope so, but yeah, I hope so. I hope they understand. You know, I'm trying to understand that reverse stuff. I'm trying to get y'all to understand that about face and, you know, him getting beat up. He couldn't talk today. He hoarse. He been on the phone screaming with somebody foreign. Will Trump ever? I don't think he man enough. I mean, he would have a good time since he got real good fellatio skills and he got a strong microphone stand hand. I mean, wow. And his network, you know, it's over for them, Mayo. Yeah. So somebody that's not U.S. strong jaw. Yeah. Yeah. And warm throat. They took them shots. What's your shot flavor? Yeah. Yeah. So somebody that is higher than, bigger than U.S., would have allowed him to be in office. Made it away. There's no way he should have been in office with 34 felons. And nobody, I do mean nobody, talks about it. But you picking up people off the streets who ain't done nothing wrong. It's just like the guy talking about the stimulus, that there are steps that he can't do. Well, he done bypassed Congress how many times? Have we seen it? And they allowed it? Yeah, no. So it got to be somebody bigger than the U.S. Got to be. Yeah. So when they thinking they hear Barack, no, it ain't Barack. It's not Barack Obama. It's the foreign minister at that time whose name was Barack.
On paper, he was a hedge fund billionaire with elite connections and a private island.
There's some funky shit
In
going
reality,
on. Absolutely.
He was a convicted sex offender, a manipulator of the rich and powerful, and allegedly a trafficker of underage girls.
He is controlled by Israel. He is controlled by that lady with them glasses and that blonde hair when he was over in Israel, and he was asking the president to pardon Putin. Yeah. And there was a lady that he was talking to, I can't remember her name, but and he was saying that she loves America. I mean, she's like, and he was talking about how much money she had, and he don't know which one she likes the best, Israel or the United States. It's her. Debt slavery. Okay, there we go.
And yes, Donald J. Trump. Epstein's life was surrounded by luxury, but his death...
Miriam Edison. There we go. Thank you. You knew who I was talking about. That's her.
Circumstances so suspicious, it sparked a movement. Epstein didn't kill himself. He was awaiting trial for child sex trafficking. He had dirt on powerful men. The cameras malfunctioned. The guards fell asleep.
And she looked a little butchy too. She looked a little both ways-ish to me.
The secrets of the global elite was gone. But now, years later, his files, yes, those files, are back in the news. And they're threatening to bring down an administration that once rode on the wave of transparency and draining the swamp.
Illis. That was Epstein's girlfriend before she was his wife. That was Epstein's girlfriend for over a year. He sold her to Trump. She gave up the cookie. She was probably trafficked too. I mean, let's keep it real.
The files. Tucker Carlson, former Fox News host and now independent powerhouse.
Oh wow! How you gonna have a husband who handles pickles better than oh no, my goodness. Oh my goodness. So she have to be in competition. What type of streetwalker is in competition with her husband with the head game? Oh my God. And he did it in front of everybody at a convention. Stroking, had a microphone in one hand and was stroking the microphone stand with another and was acting like he had neck control. Oh my God. I don't know how to process that. I promise I do not know how to process that.
Stunning segment, Carlson accused the U.S. government of not only hiding the Epstein client list, but of burying it to protect geopolitical interests, specifically Israel.
Somebody gotta
According
go.
to Carlson, Epstein, a Jewish American, wasn't just a predator. He was possibly a Mossad asset.
Wait a minute, did I see
According to Carlson,
suspect? Who is this? Suspected murder. Okay, hold on. What are we looking at, y'all? What? Wait, what? Oh, wait, what? Top secret. I saw something that says
protect
suspected.
geopolitical interests, specifically
Right here.
Israel.
Suspected
According to
murderer.
Carlson, Epstein, a Jewish American, wasn't just a predator. He was possibly a Mossad asset, moonlighting as an intelligence operative. His
Did
real
y'all
mission,
see that?
use the sexual blackmail of American officials to sway U.S. foreign policy in favor of foreign governments, in this case, Israel. It sounds outrageous, until you realize how many dots suddenly connect. Let's talk about Trump's unwavering support for Israel. During his administration, billions in military aid continued to flow to Tel Aviv. He moved the U.S. Embassy to Jerusalem, recognized the Golan Heights as Israeli territory, and gave the green light, diplomatically and financially, Israel's aggressive campaign in Gaza. More recently, in a move that he moved the U.S. Embassy to Jerusalem, recognized the Golan Heights as Israeli territory, and gave the green light, diplomatically and financially, for Israel's aggressive campaign in Gaza. More recently, in a move that stunned the international community, President Trump reportedly authorized strikes that sabotaged 3 of Iran's major nuclear sites, Fordo, Isfahan, and Natanz. This was seen by many as a direct act of war, a move that aligned 100% with Israeli interests. So here's the question for you. If Epstein was indeed gathering leverage for Israel, and Trump's foreign policy consistently favored Israel, then who's really in control? Are we looking at a compromised administration? One that bends to the will of foreign intelligence through blackmail and manipulation? And if this theory was just fringing paranoia, why are so many of Trump's own supporters now sounding the alarm? Because this isn't just about geopolitics anymore. This Epstein firestorm is turning into a civil
This is far
war
beyond
within the
money.
MAGA movement itself. The people who once filled stadiums chanting Trump 2024 are now flooding forums, podcasts, and rallies with a different chant. Where's the list? On June 2nd, 2024, during a televised interview, Donald Trump ignited a firestorm by promising, "That list is coming out soon. We'll know everything." In that moment, he wasn't just a president. He became a symbol of hope for truth seekers and Epstein case believers nationwide. After years of silence, millions felt this was finally the moment the veil over Washington's darkest secret would be lifted. People believed this would be the final reckoning, that the cabal of powerful elites who had used Epstein as their handler, their procurer, their blackmail broker, would finally be named, shamed, and brought to justice.
Played
But
in.
later, that hope came crashing down like a house of cards. In a quiet, almost sterile press release, the Department of Justice announced the closure of the Epstein investigation. No press conference, no televised explanation. Just a cold one-page memo buried deep in the DOJ's website stating the following: there is no client list. There is no credible evidence of blackmail or coercion. There are no further charges to be filed. The case is considered closed. No names, no justice, no closure. The backlash was instantaneous. To say the MAGA base erupted would be an understatement.
So now I'm thinking with this, when he said that, so in essence, ooh-wee, some people are not gonna like this. So in essence, it's being whitewashed this time for Israel. So they just gonna make it go away. Kind of like it's white. I mean, you know, I could look at it the same way they try to erase history for us. They are erasing history for them, right? In essence, Maxwell is in prison for doing nothing. No, they said it was no further. She's already in jail. But they just going to make the truth go away. So just like they did a lot of whitewashing and a lot of history that we think is the truth, we find out that it's not, right? So when they said, "Oh, it's nothing here," There's nothing further needs to be done. They don't mean erase what was done already. They're saying that there's no additional. In essence, Max. So that's how I get it. Let me hear that again. It didn't say that nothing was ever wrong. Hold on.
There are no further charges to be
No
filed.
further charges.
The case is considered closed. No names, no justice, no closure.
So yeah.
The backlash was instantaneous.
But so when they say no further, no further, so that means that all the Johns get away with it. So who was the girls trafficked to? So and so not that Maxwell didn't do anything. Well, yeah, because who did she pimp him to? But no, she did something. Let me tell you why. Because she had intercourse with them girls too, with Jeffrey. So yeah, now Maxwell did do something. She participated, but the other men and women, they don't want to talk about them. So everything that was done to the girls, they are trying to say with that, we know it's not true, that it was Epstein, who is gone, and Maxwell, who is in prison. So forget the Johns, forget the predators. They in their mind, I guess oh my God, it's just crazy. But
the case is considered closed.
Yeah, but they just gonna wipe it away, like it never like.
The backlash was instantaneous. To say the MAGA base erupted would be an understatement. This wasn't just
so that means it would go down in history if there was not enough chaos or backlash. It would have went down in history as if no one else was involved, and that's how the story would have ended. And that would have been a lie. Straight up lie.
Betrayal and rage from the very people who had once treated Trump like a political messiah. Conservative influencers, pro-Trump YouTubers, and high
I talk about that almost every night, John.
Began to
McDonald's, Wendy's.
Some questioned whether Trump was compromised. Others speculated that a deal had been made. A silent agreement with deep state actors or global elites to keep the lid on Epstein's secrets in exchange for political immunity.
I touch bases on that every night.
Or protection from more damaging leaks. Even members of Congress began whispering off the actors
people
or global
eating. They sacrifice.
Others.
They sacrifice them, drink their blood, take their body to a butcher. The butcher do what he do and put it in the grinder with the ground meat. Yep. They said Wendy's and McDonald's. Burger King probably next. I don't know. But they definitely said McDonald's. Yeah, I'm finna have to get ready to go.
Speculated that a deal had been made. A silent agreement with deep state actors or global elite.
Actors,
it was outrage, betrayal, instantaneous. To say the MAGA base erupted would be an understatement. This wasn't just disappointment. It was outrage, betrayal, and rage from the very people who had once treated Trump like a political messiah. Conservative influencers, pro-Trump YouTubers, and high-profile voices on platforms like Truth Social and Rumble began to openly criticize the administration. Some questioned whether Trump was compromised. Others speculated that a deal had been made. A silent agreement with deep state actors or global elites to keep the lid on Epstein's secrets in exchange for political immunity, campaign backing, or protection from more damaging leaks.
Donors.
Even members of Congress began whispering off the record that the abrupt closure made no legal sense.
He said
there were still active lawsuits from victims.
Now
there were sealed depositions in the Ghislaine Maxwell case.
Yep.
And yet, suddenly, It was all being swept under the rug. For the MAGA faithful, who have long believed in Trump as a crusader against elite corruption, this was an identity crisis.
Y'all,
They
please
had
hit the
defended
like
against
button.
2 impeachments,
I'm past
1,000
3
media
hours.
attacks,
Y'all better get the
and
likes up.
relentless court battles. But this felt different. This felt like betrayal.
Absolute
And
betrayal.
while Trump's team tried to control the narrative, blaming the DOJ, claiming red tape, hinting at ongoing investigations,
So y'all not gonna hit the like button? Okay, I got another lie set up. I'm not.